sorti. Very clear.
When you see feeling, you're more against you. Indiana people are talking but talking too. The strong of the strike, I may properly you. So all my single mother should be jubilating. Come be some feeling Logan. To the real blessing like coming for the people. I'll be getting my feeling Logan coming. I'll be getting when you see feeling coming. I'll be getting my feeling Logan coming. Position getting when the king of the jungle not around. All the KK dollar can be around bluffing. I feel it coming with force. Reuniting you, advocating for the poor. We salute you with the power to the people. There's a feeling Logan, that you be the hero on Indiana land. No mortgage and them. The people name on our bad spirit. Take politicians, them leg and can open the skin. What I pay for you, buy you can having people them. Plenty people selling and tear on the land. So I feel it Logan coming. I'll be getting when I see feeling coming. I'll be getting I feel it Logan coming. Position getting
Y'all get away. Y'all get away to defeat it. Y'all open for it. They whisper he will kill it. They may do skip for here. What he coming with the whole place. I see no opposition. I see no competition. The championship for fitting. International be down be fast fitting. The power. In Basonio be down be full fitting. All the elders fitting ready layer. Sons are new and young be one when he will bring you together. He here for children play.
Feel Logan coming. I'll be getting like Yvonne Smith coming. I'll be getting Amore Kua coming. I'll be getting Mama Kimenji coming. I'll be getting Planet Abba coming. I'll be getting I feel Logan coming. I'll be getting when I see Bere coming. I'll be getting
Some shadow baby. Take on. International be sorti. Very clear.
when you see feeling, you're more against you. Indiana people are talking but talking too. The strong of the strike, I may properly you. So all my single mother should be jubilating. Come be some feeling Logan. To the real blessing like coming for the people. I'll be getting my feeling Logan coming. I'll be getting when you see feeling coming. I'll be getting my feeling Logan coming. Position getting when the king of the jungle not around. All the KK dollar can be around bluffing. I feel it coming with force. Reuniting you, advocating for the poor. We salute you with the power to the people. There's a feeling Logan, that you be the hero on Indiana land. No mortgage and them. The people name on our bad spirit. Take politicians, them leg and can open the skin. What I pay for you, buy you can having people them. Plenty people selling and tear on the land. So I'll be getting I feel it Logan coming. I'll be getting when I see feeling coming. I'll be getting I feel it Logan coming. Position getting
Y'all get away. Y'all get away to defeat it. Y'all open for it. They whisper he will kill it. They may do skip for here. What he coming with the whole place. I see no opposition. I see no competition. The championship for fitting. International be down be fast fitting. The power. In Basonio be down be full fitting. All the elders fitting ready layer. Sons are new and young be one when he will bring you together. He here for children play.
feel Logan coming. I'll be getting like Yvonne Smith coming. I'll be getting Amore Kua coming. I'll be getting Mama Kimenji coming. I'll be getting Planet Abba coming. I'll be getting I feel Logan coming. I'll be getting when I see Bere coming.
My fellow Liberians in Indiana, rise up from your slumber. Wake up. Look around you. What do you see? Are you proud of your community? Can you stand up tomorrow in the face of the future and tell them what your impact has been on this community? Or will you be ashamed and shy away because you stood by and watched? You sat on the fence, hoping that those who can fix it will do so. Well, that time is gone. This community is about all of us. We must come together in unity to rebuild, restore, reestablish those things that will set our community apart. We want to be able to tell our children, this is what I did in my community. We are here in America and not in Liberia. Some of us have made this place a home, so you must treat this place as such. I know you want the best for this community. We have a lot of expertise on board, but some of us have folded our arms and say, this is not my business. Well, you just lie, because as a Liberian, it is your business. Mending, fixing, restoring, and building this community should be all of us desire. So put aside the pettiness and join this visionary who has made the message clear, like that of no time. Great minds think alike. Connect today with Team Logan. Vote Philip Logan and his entire team, because great minds think alike. Vote Team Logan.
Hello, good morning, good evening, depending on which part of the world you are. My name is Philip Sayuga Logan, and I'm your presenter here today. Well, today's another day again, as usual. So it's been a while. We haven't played some of our promo here since we started. And today, first of all, we're going to play some of our promo. And when we come back, we'll go into the program. Thank you.
Hey, beautiful ladies of Indianapolis. Are you looking for a beauty place where you can buy all your latest human hairs and other beauty accessories? Look no more. The MD Beauty Salon, located at 3429 Kentucky Avenue, is just that right spot for all your beauty needs. At MD's, our customers' satisfaction is our foremost priority. Our staffs are friendly and accommodating. Contact us today on 317-360-2624. MD Beauty Salon, your one-stop shop for all your beauty needs. And hey, ladies, when you get there, tell Mariette that the girl is sexy.
Tell Maria that V girl is Cynthia. So tonight promised to be a very good one again. And I have some of my people will soon be coming in, and you know them as usual, Professor Pele and the Erabi finest. Those of you in Erabi, you know, they like to hear Bernie's voice, and Bernie will be in here tonight. But before we go further in the show, like I stated, we've been in our programs, especially when it comes to our commercials. We have not been playing our commercials of late, and I know a lot of people been reaching out to me and asking me, "What happened to the commercial? We don't see you play your commercial." So just a second, let me make sure my microphone is connected. All right, so that's good. Everything working good. And I know opposition man on by one account. All right, so that's good. Everything working good. The opposition man on one account, they can come be spying me. But trust me, no threat, my dear brothers. We are all one. The community belongs to us all. So we are no threat to you guys. It's nothing about nothing so much that we will attack each other. We ain't reached that far yet. And moreover, this is a pro bono job, So let's have fun. And those are you sitting and waiting and looking for the job. Don't look nowhere else. We have a show residential and consulting located at 7202 North Shaland Avenue, Suite 100, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46250. So if you're looking for a job, get the location right now. It's 7202 North Shaland Avenue, Suite 100, Indianapolis, Indiana, 46250. And the number to call here, you can call 317-426-5948. If you're looking for a job, don't look nowhere around. Call the number you just hear me reading just now. So, FoP Hour tonight. First of all, we want to say here to all of our many followers, we appreciate you. We appreciate whenever we come on. We appreciate everyone who always come to make this show a success. And we also do appreciate our followers from other places, such as Liberia, the Australia, the Canada, who always tune in. Most of the time, the reason why when I'm coming on late, it means I was doing something and running late. And I have received tons of calls from some of my people about starting late, especially the people in Liberia. But if it starts by like 7 o'clock, it's like 8, 9, 10, 11. It's like 11 o'clock. So they are all in bed. So I received call from some of them to say, hey, when you're starting by 11 o'clock, we can be in bed. We can have access to watching the show. But I'm sorry about starting late sometimes. When we're starting late sometimes, it's not intentional. It's just that sometimes we run a little late. So, and we have to live to our commitment. That's why we start a little late sometimes. And to our followers, let's be straight. Some of us who come in the comment section to comment, right? We want to take this time to, first of all, apologize to all of our commenters who have been hurt by comments in our comment section. We know this is a family show. We will not entertain people going against each other on here. We just have to maintain the civility of this show. We appreciate everyone who come on the show to make comments. But listen, if we're having personal issues with people, if we're having personal issues that we love to discuss and ease our chest, let's call privately and discuss it. Let's meet those people and discuss those things. This show will not be entertaining that. In the comment section, the other day I said it on Tuesday. If you have any personal issue with anybody, you can call the person phone. You can discuss the other one. We are all grown. I don't want to block people from the show. I don't want to remove people comments. And I don't want to stop people from commenting because I have the power to do three things. I can make you to watch without commenting. I can remove you, or I can remove your comment. I appreciate everyone for coming to support the show. But please, anything that will have to do with personal attacks or denigrating someone, let's not use it on the show. Let's remain civil. Let's enjoy the program. This is a community program. This is a program that was set up to help disseminate the information to our community. It's not for personal attacks. It's about us keeping the peace and passing the information on. Whatever information that we feel is necessary for our community, let's disseminate those information. But coming to attack people personally, please, we will not entertain that, and this will not be the right place for it. So I'm cautioning all of us who watch the show, who comment in the comment section, let's remain civil and let's enjoy the beauty of this show. And let's hear some beautiful people's voices who always come here to show light on issues that affects us, affects the community. The few days, the reason why we are not talking so many things about what's happening in Liberia, because we have a concern in our community. We are in electioneering processes here where Our concentration is mainly in the Indianapolis region or Indiana region. So after war, we will be talking about some issues. Trust me, there are burning issues in Liberia right now. There are so many things that is happening right now in Liberia that we love to throw light on. But for now, we have to talk about Indiana. And to those, excuse me for that. I'll be right back. Trust me.
Son Charles, baby, take on. Indiana, be sorti. Very dear.
When you see Philippine, you're more getting Indiana people are talking but talking too. The son of the strike, I may properly do. So all my single mother should be jubilating. Come with a feeling Logan. Don't a real blessing like coming for the people. The beginning, the feeling Logan coming. The beginning, when you see Philip coming. The beginning, when feeling Logan coming. Position game way. When the king of the jungle not around, all the KK dollar can be around profit. And Philip coming with force, reuniting you, advocating for the poor. We salute you with the power to the people. There's a Philip Logan, that you be the hero on Indiana land. No more can stand. Let the people live on our bad spirit. Take politicians, them they can open the skin. What I pay for you, buy you can having people tempt and they plenty people selling and tear on the land. So the beginning, the feeling again coming. The beginning, when I see feeling coming. The beginning, when feeling again coming. Position game way.
Y'all give way, give way, give way, give way. Y'all give way to T-Fele. Y'all open for Fele. They whisper he will kill it. They may do skip for here. What he coming with the whole place. I see no opposition. I see no competition. The chairmanship for Fele. Indiana nyo be down be pa Fele. The power. Imbason nyo be down be full Fele. Fugo mother, all the elders Fele ready layer. Sons are new nyo be one when he will bring you together. He here for children play.
Feeling looking coming. The beginning. La Chivas me coming, the beginning. La Moekua coming, the beginning. Mama Kiwenji coming, the beginning. Planet Abba coming, the beginning. The beginning. The beginning. The beginning again coming, the beginning. When I see the coming, the beginning.
All right, so we are back. That was a little shock, It happened everywhere. So, like we were saying, we have some other issues that is currently happening in Liberia that we love to discuss, but because of the nature of the community election, so we will keep the conversations in Indianapolis. If you are stay on the fence and haven't registered to vote in the election, in the pending election coming up in November, don't forget the deadline for registration will be on Sunday, the 30th of October, 2022. And those of you who campaigning and campaign ends on the 1st of November. So campaign will end by 12 a.m. on Monday night. So the 1st of November, campaign automatically cease. So if you stay here and wanting to vote and contemplating on who to vote for and how to vote and where to vote, don't look nowhere else. The team is here. Team Logan, the transformation, the team that will take you to another level, the transformative team that have people with new thinking, innovations coming to this community. Vote Team Philip. Vote Maurice Google for your financial secretary, the man who knows the issue, who knows how to balance the book. Vote Frank Trupp, the man who will keep your record for general secretary. He will be the custodians of all of your documents. the man who and I allow you to go to election and be looking for a tenant listing. Vote Javon Smith, the vice president, the man who do not compromise, someone who stands for principles. Tonight, it's already after 7:24. I know by 8:24 we'll be out of here. We'll be here just for 1 hour because we're already starting late. Brandy's people in Liberia right now, they are sleeping. Some of them coming today making confusion with me how they would love to watch the show, but starting late, they will be sleeping after 11. So, Brandy, as I can see you in the background, don't get problem with them. They'll watch the show tomorrow. They'll watch the show tomorrow. So, I see Professor Pele in the background. So, tonight, we did it another way yesterday. Today, we're going to do it the other way. So, we bring our sister, Brandy Alpha, in. Then, Brandy Alpha will introduce Professor Pele before we bring the professor on tonight. So those of you following us, listen, this show is so blessed. Logan Hours is so blessed to the point where we have two astute female, Professor Pele and Brandy Alpha. They both, trust me, the only difference I see between them, one person is a professor, the other person is a professor, but two of them more that cool people much. Great. The two people can talk. So when two of them talking, you can be like, okay, the only difference here, the person a professor, because the T and the S is coming all well. The other person here, the T and the S can come up on a professor. So now everybody know what's up. So let's bring our sister Brandy in, Brandy Alpha. Then Brandy Alpha will introduce the professor before the professor comes. You know, in our country we're coming from, when they say professor, then both people there now. So you got to get in some honor. Woo! Brandy Alpha, how you doing?
I am doing good on this Thursday.
I
Hope
guess,
everybody else out there is doing great today.
yeah, everybody doing great. Why every time when you show face, you always look energized, like you don't have problem? I'm not missing something.
You always gotta keep a smile. Even if you're not energized, if you smile, it makes you feel better. So that's my
Wow,
thing.
wow. Every time I see you, you're like, I don't have no problem.
No problem that can't be solved. I'm
Oh,
a solution type of person. So
that's right.
yeah.
That's right. That's what I like about you, Brandy. But welcome again on the Logan's Hour tonight. No, unfortunately, your people in Liberia they are sleeping, so they will watch the show after, maybe tomorrow, and they will hear you again. So we have Professor Pele in the waiting room, and I would love for you to introduce Professor Pele before she come on.
I would try to introduce her the way she introduced me, or
And then when you introduce her, that introduction.
well, I just want to introduce
But don't call her Nina, you know, the one I can be calling you. No, 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 no. We're here for the real Professor Nina to know. We're not here for TTN, and TTN. Not on issue here to know.
Yes, so I would like to introduce, Professor Pele. She's a very articulate person.
Mm-hmm.
Her education, is she has a catalog of education. She's very professional. She gets the job done. We relate because uh, we like to find answers to questions. Instead of always having a problem or stating what the problem is, you have to come with some solution. And she's always there with a solution to a problem. In that, since she's been around, it's just been educational. If you need help, she's there to help you get things done. I hope I'm doing her justice by the introduction. I know it wasn't as great, but that's why she's the professor and I'm not, because she's able to put things into very good wording. But I just want to introduce Professor Pele today, and she will, speak for herself.
Welcome, Professor Pele.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Logan. Thank you. I think you did a good job with that.
Yes,
So
me
thank
too.
you so much.
Thank
Me
you.
too.
Mhm.
I love one part of the introduction, the part where she went and she stopped. She said, I hope I'm doing you justice. Then she continued like, oh my God.
Because her introduction was so articulate, I'm like, oh Lord,
Because
I trust.
she know how to do the thing. She have been master of ceremony for so many programs,
I
so she
know.
know how to introduce people. She know how to put a Queen's language together because she have gone that far. And,
Yes.
so when we talk about introduction, she be like, okay, let me just put one or two together and just that's it. But Bernie, trust me, you did an excellent job. You did an
Thank you.
excellent job.
Thank you.
Your fans in Liberia, they are so proud of you. And just a quick secret, just a quick secret. I know people don't know this, but I have been receiving calls from people in town here, and some of them to me they said they never knew you before, and they don't know that you are this very smart person, very articulate. You knows the issue. You do not shy away. And this election did a very great thing to make some young talented people to showcase their talent. And I felt I was proud
I don't know if
to
I got
look
it the way.
to
The
look
deep
around in
dye
the
rich.
community,
The deep dye
to look
rich.
around in the community and see you of all person, the Frank Trop, the Morris Gore, who's been around for some time, to know him, but people never thought that we would surface on the ballot because it has never been our kind. Or they felt our work is to go to the park when the party is over, we pick up the trash. But now it proves that we too can lead. And trust me, but you have won the admiration of so many people in this town, and you should be proud of yourself for that.
And
Yeah.
thank you. I appreciate it. But the person who
Hmm.
they should really be thanking is you, because had you not reached out to me to come out for the little potential that you did see, I wouldn't be here today to showcase being comfortable and accepted, uh, by you and everybody else on our team. It's make me, it gives me a lot of confidence to step out knowing that you have support of people, that is in your community.
Thank you so much. Professor, you want to chip in? That's what people have been saying about Bernice of late. I have received a lot of calls about that. Oh my God. I think she's driving. Her internet is so okay. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yep. Can you hear us?
Yes.
All right, that's good. That's good. Now you can hear us. So sorry for those following us. If you can't hear us well, or if you're not hearing the professor, I think she's driving. She on full testify. So she will connect with us shortly when she is settled in properly. So let's just follow. Let's just see some of the people who following us, Bernie, before we can go forward. Let's speak. Now we have the ambassador, Albert Moba, aka Prince Bono. He's following us. The ambassador following us from Dubai. We have who here following us? We have Yenny Logan, uh, proud of another strong, educated woman. We make things happen. Thank you for following us again. We have G Consistent Morris here. He's following us. G Consistent Morris, watching along with you as well. Thanks for the evening, bro. Thank you, G Consistent, for following us. Who here? Sama Princess Liwe Hamo Logan. Me, I know I get one dress on the way. You right. You get one dress for the inauguration, right? That's good. We have the king, Dosua following, or the king UJ Dosua. The king is also here. He said the king is watching. We have Mr. Arvin Beto Logan. He said the team Philip has strong women. Thank you, Mr. Logan. We have Mr. Ase Goffen Jr. Mr. Jr. says strong women. Thank you. We have our sister Titi Banks. She said vote Logan. Thank you, Titi, for that. We have Mr. Ivan Logan. He said Philip is strong, transparency, leadership, and accountability. Thank you, Mr. Ivan Beto Logan. We have somebody with Princess Hamo Logan. She said, and I one thing they can bully someone, please do not throwing rock and hiding hands is very distasteful. Thank you for that. And we have here our Oma, Ma Annie Gibson. Thank you for watching the Logan's Hour tonight as well. We have Mr. Ivan Logan. He said, I will pay for that promo. Yes, I'm waiting for that, Maya. I like that. I like that. So to all of you following us, and we have my dear brother Jojo following us tonight. We have our own pastor following us, Pastor Samuel Law. We have our sister Dalicia Sion. She following us as well tonight. G Consistent Murray. We have our dear brother Didier. We have Derek T. Meyer, sorry, following us as well. We have tons and tons and tons of other people who following us. We have our sister Fatima Famule. She's following us. Then we have our dear sister Kajipo Do. She following us, and tons of you who following us. My dear brother David Johnson as well following us. So we want to say thanks to everyone who following us. We have some other people here again, but we can't keep going with all of the names. But I want to say to all of those who following us tonight, I want to say thank you in a very special way. And we are proud that you can also come to make this show a success. And tonight we have our sister here, Brittany Alpha, and we have Professor Pele who will join us shortly. She's in studio, but you know she's driving, so she just had to mute her phone and turn her camera off because she's trying to get situated. When she gets situated, we will pick up from that point. And there are so many other things that we will be discussing here tonight on this show because we have so many things to discuss. But key on our agenda, because you know we are close to our election, and we will be climaxing our campaign on Sunday of this month. So we would love to discuss specifically our Liberian community. And tonight's conversation going to be a general conversation. We're not going to be discussing campaign related issues, but yet instead we can throw some light on issues of the campaign. But tonight, the recommendations from some of the panelists, and as she say, let's just talk about the topics. Let's talk about anything about our community, and it will be better we throw some light on our community, how things are going, and how can we fix it instead of just having politics. So tonight we want to dedicate tonight specifically to the Liberian community of Indiana, and we want to highlight some of the problems the community we are faced with right now, and how can we try to mitigate some of the problems. So some of you who following us tonight, if you love to be part of the conversation, you can also let us know. We can send you the link, and you can come on the screen and let's see how we can have this conversation here tonight. So if you love to have the link and come on and let's discuss the community issue, you can also here send a text to this number 401-359-5072. You can just send a text. You say send me the link so I can come on. We will send you the link. You can come on and let's discuss the Liberian community of Indiana. Let's discuss issues of concerns and how can we fix this community and how do we intend to move this community forward. So coming on, you can come on and let's have this conversation that will be helpful for our community. So the number again, if you want to come on, if you love to be part of the conversation tonight, the number is 401-359-5072. All right. So I have the professor here. She's back. So yep, Professor, I know your internet was giving you a little trouble because you're driving. And I announced that you're driving. So at least you have been you have been situated, so it's better now as well, right?
Yes, it is. Yes, it
All right.
is.
So you and Brenny, you people are the hop out in studio tonight. So I put them both of you up and I'm coming down.
Okay.
There you go. So both of you can stay up, I'll be down.
Yeah, I like that. It looked nice.
Yeah. So tonight we want to talk about the community. We want to talk about issues faced by the community, and we want to talk about how can we try as citizens of this community, how can we mitigate some of those issues, ranging from the young people to the older people, and single mothers, widower, and all of the issues that every community can face. And the Liberian community of Indiana is no exception to some of those things.
Yes,
So having you people tonight, and I also send the number of for people who following too and want to be part of the conversation. We can also send it a link. You can be part of the conversation because we can host up to 10 people on the screen at once. So it's not a problem. If you have a different idea as to how to move the community forward, regardless if you're from the opposition camp, it doesn't matter tonight. Tonight is about the community. How can we help our community? So this is the conversation here tonight on the Logan's Hour. It has to do with the Liberian Association of Indiana and the Liberian community specifically. So let's go straight to our professor. Then from the professor, we'll go around and see what are some of the problems and how can we face those problems. Professor, say you're driving. You want to be the first or just coming?
yes, I like
Okay.
that. Thank you so much, Philip. You know, it's sad that we are in election times and we have forgotten all our morals and we just act a fool because politics, as you may understand, is a human nature
Mm-hmm.
and everybody wants to win. So people will do anything to win.
Mm.
But
Yeah.
today is not about that.
Yeah.
And frankly, it has never been about politics
Mm-hmm.
because we are all from another country. America is not our home. We are guests here. But we find ourselves in this land, and a lot of things are obstacles towards our goal.
Mm-hmm.
And we have to be able to support each other. We have to be able to push each other forward. But as Liberians, that's something we don't like to do because we feel that if we push somebody to the top, they will forget us. That's a common saying in our country. You know,
Okay.
when you forget to where they're going, they forget who you are. But it was never really about you doing what you did for them. You were just a messenger sent at that time.
Mm-hmm.
And all we ever ask people to do is to recognize when somebody do something. But that has been one of the root cause in our community for which we never reach our full potential. I will give you 3 or 4 different instances where this has been an issue. Firstly, when our older adults come to America,
Mm-hmm.
some of these people has been living their life before coming to America, but it's a different system here.
Mm-hmm.
And we are not very structured. We don't like to follow the rules. We like to do what we know to do when we can do it. But it doesn't work like that over here. So we bring our older adults here, and maybe the children working, parents have to stay at home all the time. It is not long, and the people want to go back home. The
Mm-hmm.
people who back home say, but why are you going to the great United States and you want to come back to Liberia?
It's true.
It's not that they want to come back home. It doesn't feel like home. These people come and some of them so bad lucky if you got your daughter who's here and a single mom and
Mm-hmm.
has to work and do everything for herself and her children. She's not taking the time to take you anywhere.
Yeah.
You will be in that house. More than likely, you will be the babysitter because now she's not taking her kids out to daycare no more.
Mm-hmm.
Mom is here, and that's what she's supposed to do. Because for us, it's a cultural thing. Our mothers take care of our children, and we take care of our mothers. So at the end of the day, that grandmom who wanted to come to America and see America is stuck. We don't have no programs for our elderly people to help them get acclimated to the community. We don't have nothing to teach them the pathway. Oh, this is how we go to the bank. This is how we go shopping. This is how we go to the store. This is how you use your cell phone. This is how you use credit card. All those things are basic, but to us, it comes naturally because we have gotten acclimated over the years and we have to work. So we just do them, but we don't think about the people who are older and have just come to America. How do they feel? At the end of the day, when these people say, I want to go back home, we say she's so ungrateful. I brought her here, and all she got to tell me, she don't want to be here. She want to go back home. It's not that they are not grateful.
Mm-hmm.
They're just not afforded the luxury of living this American dream that everybody talk about.
It's true.
There are several seasons in America. We have only 2 in Liberia,
Mm-hmm.
rainy, sunshine. Yeah, we got fall. The fall is colder than anything else we have ever had in our country.
Mm-hmm.
So here in fall, some people still wearing tank top. Oh no, I'm already wearing sweater. I'm the younger person with my blood pumping so fast through my veins. If I
Mm-hmm.
can get cold that easily, what you think about an elderly person from Africa, Liberia? That is hard. They come here and now they don't want to go nowhere because they're cold.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
don't dress them appropriately for them to go because you may think you're giving her a jacket, a sweater, and a long sleeve and a long john, ain't doing nothing because she's not used to the weather.
Mm-hmm.
So at the end of the day, they find themselves turning around, looking at the TV, talking back to the TV, talking to themselves, making their own conversation, just so they're not alone all day. That's another problem we have to look at. Our children, our children, single parents especially,
Mm-hmm.
they have to send these kids to daycare or they have to take care of them by themselves. And because they are their own breadwinner, they have to put it in daycare. At the end of the day, the children learn to eat the food that the daycare might give them because other kids will be there, they will mingle. The parents now have to keep up with that child new lifestyle other than feeding them rice and palm butter every time. Because for us who were born in Liberia, you can give me rice and palm butter all day. I will warm it, I will eat it cold, right? I will do everything with it, but I will eat it. But if you take a typical American child born here that you've been giving McDonald's to and getting rice, they start telling you, I don't want it. It's too hard. It's too spicy. Because the taste bud has changed
Yeah.
being over here. Now that single mother has to find other alternatives to help that child, to make that child have the nutrition. That means it's going to be a burden eventually for her because she can put rice on the fire and can feed 20 people. But the
Mm-hmm.
child's not going to eat that rice every day. That's another problem. Our kids growing up, when they get to school age, they are lost in our community because half the time when we get together, we start to speak colloquial. We don't speak the standard English
Mm-hmm.
because it's fun. We can laugh. And the kids look at us and they ask, are you fighting? No, we're not fighting. We're having conversation, but we all have to talk over each other. It will make it juicy, you know? But our kids cannot understand it because they go to school and they see order. When they come in our community, there is no order. But to us, that's how we are. We all can talk one thing and everybody yelling at the same time, but we all laughing at something different from what the other person is saying. At the end of the day, we get mad with each other, we get happy with each other, and we keep going.
Yeah.
But we are not putting a program where our kids can learn our culture, but yet understand the culture.
It's true.
So we just shove it down the throat. Go sit down in that corner and eat that food. But it's not going to work because they are learning from two worlds. They are in America and they are in Liberia in America. Because I remember I used to tell my kids, I said, everything I'm teaching you to speak out, to explain yourself, to be polite, to do this, you do it in America. You don't do it in my house. When you cross my front door, you smack down in the middle of Liberia.
Mm-hmm.
Until one day my son asked me, he said, Mom, I'm a little bit confused. Please help me. I'm like, what is it? He said, when you ask me something, I want to talk. You say I'm cheeky. I should shut up. When I shut up, you say you bubble. You will not answer. What do you really want me to do? That really hits me hard. I'm like, this is so true. We do it and we don't think about it. When you're talking to your kid and they're talking about you, say, oh, so you're checking me up now. You got
Yeah.
mouth to talk, but you are asking a question that demands an answer. But they're not supposed to answer. If they answer, they're rude. If they don't answer, they're standing there like they're dumb. You
Mm-hmm.
hear what I say to you, you're not going to answer. If you answer, you're in trouble. That's a rock and a very hard place. But this is what our children go through. We
Yeah.
have to be able to come up with programs that can help them understand what we are doing, where we come from, and why the things that we do are the way that we do it. But we cannot do any of this if we don't have a place for gatherings. If we don't, we can do it in our homes individually, inviting everybody kids to your house. The next minute you'll be answering questions from the state.
Yes.
Another problem that is so sad. There are so many different state grants that can be given to communities, but you have to show your numbers. But because we have never been structured to the point where somebody can collect a roster and
Mm-hmm.
tell us how many Liberians are there in Indianapolis, how many
Mm-hmm.
children, how many parents, how many men, we don't have this. For that reason, we cannot present ourselves as an asset to the state. Because I tell you this, in Ohio, when I lived there, we worked very hard. Whenever it's Independence Day, we have that time allotted for us at the State House. We
Mm-hmm.
go to the State House and we have our program there. Now we got a center in Columbus for Liberians. It was not easy, but we did it. We all had to put our differences aside and work together for that. We had it to the point where every little organization had to present a calendar of events so that nobody is on the holiday that LICI is going to celebrate. Because she was the community as a whole, she would take 26, she would take Flag Day, she would take Christmas for the children.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody else can work around it and take all the other days. But those dates, everybody had to support LICI because we knew the initiatives were for us to get a center, a place to call our own. We can party at 6 o'clock in the morning. We don't have to leave if we don't want to leave. We just have to clean up. That was the whole idea. And we finally achieved it after being in the community for almost 10 years. So it's not impossible to happen in Indiana, but we all got to put our small minds aside and look at the bigger picture. There are so many things we need to do. There's a lot of work to be done. Take, for instance, our young girls. We
Mm-hmm.
know we went through 14 years of civil war. Some people were not very fortunate to go to school and graduate. But coming to America, you had to bring documentation. So some people came with high school document and they cannot represent it. But they are so embarrassed to tell anybody that they did not really graduate high school and they don't have the foundation to move further. That is stagnant. They are stuck. They can't go forward because they don't have the foundation. They can't say they don't have because they already presented the documents. But we know one thing in this country, you can always do GED. It can take you from somewhere to the next level. At the end of the day, they find themselves working in warehouse. People who have visions to be something, to do something, they find themselves working in long-term care. CNA forever, let us go. They're tired, but there's nothing they can do. They have to stay in these jobs long hours because they think there's no resource to help them get out. But there are resources to help them get out. But they're not even truthful with themselves to tell you, this is the problem I'm facing. I need help. Because we have the tendency to not help or to talk about it. So people would rather keep their problem to themselves. And we all know a closed mouth is never fed.
You are right.
So we got to create an avenue where people are free to talk about their problem and get help for it. Not just say it so somebody has something to discuss on the dining table. So, for now, I will slow my roll because you give me a chance tonight. I will point out all the things that on my heart. I'm telling you, I got so much that bothers me about the community. It's not funny.
I
So
know.
I will
I
step
know.
back a little bit and give Bernice the opportunity.
All right. Thank you so much, Professor Pele. So, you know, like we stated, she have just laid out. She came from the support system, our elderly people who came to the US to make a better living here. She talked about how we need to support them, assist them in whatever way possible we can help to educate them to become productive. They are not here just to stay to the home and take care of children, but they need some other education while they are home. And she chose some light on programs. You see, like my church I go to, they have programs for people who first time learning English. So you find most of the Mexican and other nationals they go there just voluntary programs. So you in the community know how to speak English and write English well. You can go there and volunteer your services to help somebody who want to learn English. So all these kind of small programs that she talks about is very important for our community. And she talks about our children. And when she said about our children coming from, they are living in two different worlds. One of it, they have to live in America, and the other one, when they come home, they are automatically in Liberia. Those are reality. Those are reality. Trust me, because there are so many Liberian homes today. When you go there, the children when they enter the home, I remember the first time I went to Minnesota. I told you the joke the other day. My first time going to Minnesota, I went around Brooklyn Center, and I saw the little boy here in front playing, and he said something, and I just turned around and looked at him. I said, "What?" And I asked the question. I said, He just came from Liberia. I said, no, he was born here. I said, what? The labor had in his mouth real standard colloquia. The one that people speaking down water side. And he like, I think 7 to 8 years old. And I was like, hmm. So imagine at the age of 18 years old, he would be looking like somebody who just from West Point. No disrespect to the people of West Point, but he would just be speaking 100% colloquial. And you go to school here, you know some of the basic thing what people from Liberia call bullying, because you come to the school, you do not sound like the other children in the class. Teacher asking you question, you feel intimidated because of the way you sound. So you don't want to talk. So even if you're smart, you just are like you can't talk. So those are real points that you brought out. It will be important in the future, whichever administration takes over, to have something like a community center to help Liberians. Some of our elderly people, they could just come to the community center and find different programs in that community center. One side could be just maybe holding area for children, single mothers who basically had to go to work. You can drop your child there for maybe 3 hours, 2 hours. The other side teaching other people how to do something different. The other side teaching young guys mentorship, how to deal with their daily lives and how to move on. Those will be a beautiful things for the community to get involved with. Like you spoke about grants. There are so many grants outside. You see, the reason why we are not getting some of those grants, some of those free monies, because we do not know our own numbers. Like you said it. What we need is to know how many Liberians live here first. We have to identify how many people live here, how many men, how many women, how many children. Then, when we take those numbers to the people who are supposed to help us, we can get some assistance. Trust me, there are a lot of free money out there. I can say so.
Oh yes. Oh yes.
There are institutions out there that are looking for people or looking for ideas to give money to.
Yep.
I remember the first time I had a friend of mine and we wrote someone seeking assistance for something, and he responded to us in the email. He said, I do not help individuals. I help institution. And I have to see your blueprints. I have to see the ideas. I have to see what you guys working on. And that will be a whole project proposal. And I have to see how that money going to be managed and everything. So once we lay those things out, trust me, we can have everything you talk about here. Like you talk about female assistant. I have somebody in town here who has volunteered to work along in that direction to help our young sisters who need guardians, who need some of the basic things that you just spoke of. Because trust me, some of the real issues confronting our young people or young girls is because of confidentiality. They want to talk, but they think about who do we talk to if this person will not take my secret out there. Because somebody want to walk to you and say, "Oh, Professor Pele, I need help with this," but they are thinking, "I hope she's not going to tell somebody who knows me," because it's a norm in the Liberian community, and closed mouth can never get fed, like you stated. But these are serious issues that we need to tackle. If we can tackle these basic issues that you just outlined, I believe we can move forward. We will be getting somewhere if we tackled some of these things you just laid out just now. I want to say thank you so much for them. And let's hear from our sister Brandy Alpha.
So yes, just to add to that, and I'm speaking um, for kind of more experience. Uh First thing I would like to say, because she mentioned how, the children outside of in America at home, they're back at home. We need to start taking the phrase Americanized out of our context and free and when we speaking to other Liberians.
Mm-hmm.
Because here's the thing. We are in another country. You have to adapt to what's going on within the country for you to be successful, in carrying out whatever it is you need to carry out. So if I'm here and I, like some people say, oh, she's speaking Reese, but how do you want me to speak? I live here. I went to school here, even though I went to school in Liberia too. But we have to stop using that phrase to make people feel comfortable that they are able to, be able to be diverse. because you will not make it in somebody else's country with the same attitude from your other country because you are in a different atmosphere. So you have to be able to adapt. So we should be applauding people for adapting instead of trying to make them feel like, oh, you less a Liberian because you're Americanized. You know, that's one of the things. Secondly, um, we have to include everybody. One thing I've been noticing here is for you to be someone of stature, you have to either have a PhD, a master's, or you have to be a high level business person or a pastor, you know, or somebody high up. And it's not necessarily, you know, the truth. There are other business people here, especially are people who are entrepreneurs that make money. They should be held of those same standards. You know, we have beauticians, we have barbers, we have radio personalities, we have actors. We have to encourage our kids and people in Liberia. It's not all about going to get a college degree, because there are people who don't have a college degree but they have trades that can make the exact same money that people with college degrees are making. So we have to start embracing that. And when our children come to us and say, oh mom, we don't want to go to college, we want to go to a trade school to be an electrician or anything, don't shut them down, because those are avenues now that are making the same amount of money with people from college, because people only thought when you got out of high school, go to college, get your this, get your this. It's the only way to make money. So now those trades are left open for people to make money. So we have to embrace those things, and see it as a way of, you know, achieving your goals as well. Um, Another thing is when it comes to uh, embracing our children. When you first come here, I don't know about everybody else, I got bullied in school. You don't have an outlet in our community for us to sit and talk, for the children, adults to share their experience on how to deal with some of these things, because some people come, they are culturally shocked. What you know about America when you're not in America, when you come, is totally different. People that look like you making fun of you and you trying to understand, oh, but black, they black, what's going on? You know, so we have to be able to have a place for our kids to come and be able to voice what's going on. You know, if they're getting bullied, maybe somebody else been through the same situation, they're able to advise them on ways to go on. uh some people that came here with the war. Some people don't know about hygiene, you know, menstrual cycle, sex education. I know people will be, oh, that my children didn't want to know, but we have to address these things, because you do not want your kids going out there and getting the wrong information from somebody else, because it's taboo to talk about it because they are children and somebody is adult. So you know, as Mrs. Phillips said, I can go all day because I've been here since I was 11. So I've faced a lot of these issues myself that I can speak on based on a personal experience and not just, you know, something I heard from somebody else. So these are some of the few things I feel we need to target and be able to talk about, so that our kids, I mean, it's not even kids, young adults, elderly, some of them, they're not aware to these facts, because the way back home is, oh, you littles, there's certain topics you are not allowed to speak on, and we have to be able to speak on it in the climate in America, because whether or not you tell your kids, they will find out about these things.
Yeah. So
Thank you so much, Brandy. Thank you so much, and trust me, you lay out rightly. So before I go to Jivon to speak on issues of concerns in the community, I will just read two comments. Then he can just go ahead from these two comments I'm going about to read here. So the first one says we need to change our mindset in this community. The hate is too much among us. I don't know where it's coming from. Sorry, I'm in mute here, Professor Pelly. I think you got a little echo. I don't know where it's coming from though. The election will come and go, but the unity remains supreme among us Liberians. Then the second person say here from Mr. Ivan Logan, he said, build a healthy foundation in the United States before trying to build Liberia. Jivon. Let's hear from you.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Again, came in late. I'm not sure what were some of the topics that have been discussed, but I've been following uh, pretty close to when Professor Pele was speaking.
Okay.
And then, yeah, so I think I grabbed the content we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
And I just like to highlight the two comments that just came on, especially the last one.
Okay.
Um,
This one,
yeah,
right?
got to
Okay.
build a healthy foundation in the United States if we're trying to build Liberia. And that healthy foundation he's talking about is not just going to work and making the money. A healthy foundation has to do with our mindset, the way we treat each other as Liberians. It is so wrong. You know, I was fortunate to have brought one of my children over here at the age of 14. And you think that she was going to go to school and get bullied. But
Mm-hmm.
guess what? Where she was bullied the most? In the very Liberian community. The very people that are supposed to stand up for her, to be there for her. They were the ones that were bullying her and joining the other, nationals or the other people that were born over here and bullying her. That
Mm-hmm.
is sad. But then when you try to address that issue, we look at it this way: oh, that's not my child, so I don't care. Well, you complain about my child is never wrong. You see, I'm always with the belief that what we plant is what we're going to reap. If we don't reap in our generation time, it will come after our children. That's why I always say when certain things are happening, before I used to be empathetic to people when certain things are happening. Now
Mm-hmm.
I just don't have any opinion. I just leave it as it is because some of these people, these are dealing with curses that they themselves have placed upon themselves, or they are dealing
Mm-hmm.
with curses that their parents have placed upon them. We don't know. Because sometimes when certain things happen to certain people, you wonder why. You say, how is that possible? But there's something in the past that will keep haunting them because they deliberately knowing it and willing it ill-treated someone. And they thought it was funny because they were not on the receiving end. They thought it was good because that person was not their children. That person was not their family. It was not their brother or their sister. So it was okay. But life, I always say something. God never made mistake. What we sow is what we're going to reap.
It's true.
We got to build this community here first. Like the other comment about, what the commenter asked, you don't know where the hate coming from.
Mm-hmm. This one
Yeah,
by
too
Jojo.
much. Yeah, the hate is too much amongst us, and he's right. And this is what we refuse to talk about because we don't want to point each other out for our wrongdoing. Because that's my friend, that's my brother from the same tribe, and that's one of the things I really hate that word from the same tribe. What the hell that means? How long? You know, how are we going to go forward? Like my sister Brandy's talking about. Yes, we have to respect education. But who do I call an educated man? And I like to lean on the mindset of Socrates. Socrates said he asked that question, who do he call an educated man? If you
Mm-hmm.
exclude all the arts and sciences, that means he's telling you that you can go and you learn all the arts and sciences, you're still not an educated man. But he talking about those who can have a rational thinking, those who can apply morality across the board. Those are the people he considers as educated people. Hence the phrase educated fool. That phrase is not just something that came out of the blue. It means that
Mm-hmm.
people can have education and still be fools.
It's
And we
true.
see a lot of that in our community today. This is what we are dealing with. We think because we know, because I know how to put my subject and my verb together, then it means I'm better than everyone else. Or this person can speak proper English. We can speak proper English. This is not our mother's tongue. Our tongue, our languages were taken away from us by the colonizers
Mm-hmm.
and the power to be at that time. we are still dealing with this as people of color. Even if you migrated from Africa over here or anywhere as a black person, even the blacks that were born over here, these people are still dealing with these things. You know, and it's being used to keep us down. And yet it's saying that we ourselves, we use it against each other. And then we think that we're some kind of hero or whatsoever it is. And our very families, our very people see it, they don't call us out and they embrace it. You know, you and I will know a little bit more of each other's background.
Mm-hmm.
And where we're from, our people teach us to be homo. You know, like our Professor Pele said, people are afraid to come out and ask for help because your very Liberian brother and sister is asking for help today. Asking them for a cup of water will be the same ones only because you disagree with them on principles.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
then they make you a mortal enemy in everything negative they ever think they can know about you or they could even make up. They start to say it out there. This is just wrong, my people. We need to stop. We shouldn't only just stop. People who do that, we need to literally shut them off from our midst. We shouldn't wait until it happened to us before it become a problem. I've been privileged to be in a position that I know most things about Liberians are occurring in the state. But I can guarantee you, not a day, and you say you're my witness, you know what I'm saying, we won't talk about anybody.
No.
I'm in a position where my friends will even joke with me for Liberian getting problem. If they notice that person is a Liberian, because maybe the person myself has seen not asking. For that reason, even not just that, even African as a whole, they will literally reach out to me and inform me. And then I inform me to ridicule the person.
Yeah.
But usually inform me to see, hey, if I know that person, can I be of an assistance to them? Even show them how to go about certain things. All those information, I get it. I know about it. But not a day. I don't care how someone myself will fall off. Not a day will ever come out. In fact, I always ask the question, what are you even talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. These are serious issues. We have older people in this community. Our elders, some of them, fortunate for maybe they came over here by other means, some of their children brought them.
Mm-hmm.
It's a cultural shock for them. These people go to work, and people are literally the corporations and stuff are literally taking advantages of them. Some of the people don't even understand what it means by to pay your taxes on time, or they don't even know, oh, I'm owing the IRS, or I forgot to file my tax on time. Are there extensions for me? What are other means I can go about remedying this stuff? Credit cards. People offer them credit cards, credit loans, and they're literally ripping our people off. While people are embarrassed to come to us who know a little bit of the system, because when they come to us, guess what? Then we start to mock them. We start to drag the children into it. This is wrong. This, and that's why I'm saying this election time, we shouldn't just wait until when it happened again before we say, oh, no. We're talking about leadership. Everything rises and falls on leadership.
Mm-hmm.
And our community is at a position now where we're going to choose leaders again. These very people that sit down and they mock people, and when you disagree with them, when you disagree with someone that they see as their leader, then it comes, it's like a shock attack. It's like an attack dogs. They come from everywhere. Now they start calling you names and this and that. Someone called me the other day. Say, hey, somebody said they got information from you. They got documents from Liberia, from India, from Indiana, from Michigan, from this, that's it. I said, tell them, please let them bring it. Hey,
Yeah.
this is what I don't know what is the level of hatred, envy, and jealousy amongst us for no concrete reason.
Mm-hmm.
No concrete reason. And we have people in our community who have leaders. We have religious leaders that shy away. And I don't blame them, but I put the blame on them too, somehow. You guys are, oh, I'm for nobody to cost me up. I understand it. But until we all start to come out and speak with one voice, not just saying it when other person do it. If I who sitting here and speaking, if I'm the one doing it, call me out, put me in line. I mean, I like it at first, but
Yeah.
there's a conscious part of me. If I really have that, if I really listen to my small conscience, that will tell me that it is wrong. When we do it 2, 3, 4 times, then we'll start setting the precedence for others to follow. We have the issue now, like for example, have the issue about the EC guidelines coming out about election day. We ask the elders in the community, let both parties be a participant on how the rules will be drafted. Boom, we jump up, state ID and state driver license. Do it have to be even an expired one will work? Those things are not specified until maybe someone show up there that day and someone trying to play technical and say, "Oh no, this ID is a driver license, but it's an expired one
Yeah, but you
or
said
something."
ID.
Yeah, you know, eh, what about passports? Why can't be government issue ID and you list it out? You know, when you do some of these things, I've been fortunate to do a lot of immigration paperwork.
Mm-hmm.
They tell you, they say these are the type of ID that we'll accept. They don't just say state ID or drive. No, they list it. They have to create a whole page where they will list all those specific documents. It is
Yeah.
listed, and there's a reason why those things are broken down in pieces. How can we be here and we say we educated and we can follow simple example that make other people successful? How? Then what's the use of our education? It's a shame. I don't care where you got doctorate, PhD, masters. I don't care what you think you have. If knowledge and common sense don't have a place where they meet and interact with each other, you just a waste of time. Now I always got to say, because my mother might be the best farmer in the village, or my grandma is the best farmer in the village, it doesn't mean she know anything about building monkey bridge.
It's true.
Because when you grow in the village, you know when it's about building monkey bridge is something that the poorest society handles.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she might be the best farmer, but that trade craft is not something she's been exposed to. Because the men of that society, that's why when they're doing it, they put everybody inside. You seen it? So it means that are you being specialized in one thing doesn't mean you know everything. You
Everything.
need to
You're
stop
right.
this notion. Oh, I got this, so I know everything. No. Like I always tell people, I'm a student of leadership. I will continue
Mm-hmm.
being a student of leadership. If I
Yep.
served in leadership roles before, I've been fortunate, yes. But it doesn't mean I know everything about leadership. Yeah, we keep building on what I know and keep asking questions. Keep seeking help from other people, learning from other people. We can
Thank
do
you.
better, people.
Thank you so much, Javon Smith. So now you heard him, the man of little words. But tonight he put up move. And he struck a very good point that resonated with me. No one knows it all. That what our philosopher said, to know is common, but to know what ought to be known is uncommon. No one knows it all. So let's go back to the professor. She been following. So, professor, I want you to touch on a few points that Bernie's made here. Bernie talk about inclusion. She said some of the problem we have faced here is inclusion. Other people feel excluded from the happenings. So to the point where even if they see things going on, they say, well, those things are not for us because people do not invite us today and let's just stay away. And she talked about other people that we have here that we need to include in our daily lives and in our daily happenings. The business people, entrepreneurs. There are so many entrepreneurs in this town. The town have grown overnight. A lot of businesses, smaller businesses, bigger businesses. There are Liberian people in town here that have bigger businesses that have over 300-400 employees, but they are not being included. They have not been communicated to as to how can they help with the upliftment of the Liberian community. So Bernie listed some of those people, talk about people who into the music industry, the movie industry. There are so many people here. They have carpenter, agriculturists, administrators, doctors. We all in this little area that we have settled. How can we go and have these people talk to them about the Liberian community and have them included within the Liberian community. What are some of those methods you think we can put in place to have these people who can better contribute to the community to contribute? But before you can go further with that, there's this comment here about the same thing you're talking about. Somebody say, Yenny Logan, she said, I had an experience to teach an adult how to put on tampon. It was not embarrassing for me as a nurse, but it was embarrassing for her. Sad. So for those following us, I don't know what is tampon. Can you explain to us too? She said it when I read it. Oh, I gotta do it here.
So, hey, true to the word,
Uh-huh.
that is serious because back home, we only use sanitary pads. We
Okay.
use pieces of cloth. We use towels, you know. So tampon was not the way to go. Can you imagine telling your mom that you're using tampon? That means you know man business. You got to explain that trouble.
Hmm.
So you know we dare not go near putting things in our. Oh no! You can imagine you're beating before you get it. But she's right. We are in America now, so all
Mm-hmm.
these things are around, and the tampons are cheaper than the pads. You know, and with the designs of the kind of lingerie that we like, oh, tampon is the way to go. But not everybody understands that. Not everybody knows that. You know, people would put this thing, and and I will tell you this: when I first came to America, maybe my second year being here,
Mm-hmm.
a Black American friend of mine told me about tampons. But she did not educate me. She just told me, oh, the tampons, they are nice and you don't have to worry about chinchi pie. They're not boggy or anything. But she didn't tell me they had different kinds. And I went and bought a super because they got regular,
Mm-hmm.
they got super. Oh my God. The super is for people who have extra flow so that it can
Okay.
capture it without a leak. If you don't have extra flow, you don't need it. The super, you need just a regular. If you use the one that is not for you, you will get a terrible headache that you would think somebody trying to split your head open just because it's pulling too much than your body is giving out. I did not know this. I bought super. Oh my God. I nearly passed out at work. And then I was telling my friend, she said, do you suffer from migraine? I said, no, I don't. I've never had migraine. She said, what new have you used? And I told her the only new thing I used was my tampon. I didn't take it to be nothing. She said, what strength? I said, what do you mean, what strength? She said, no, it has strength. Do you see the bags? Some of them are orange, some of them are green, and some of them are yellow. I said, oh my God, I didn't even pay attention. I just took a box where it said tampon. She said, nope, you got to look for the right strength for the flow you're putting out. That was an education that I had to get.
Yeah.
But without that, you don't know. But that was just besides the point. It was just to that question that she spoke about. But in respect to what you asked about,
Mm-hmm.
the small businesses, and Bernie talked about inclusion. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
take a step further. It's not just inclusion, it's inclusion and belonging. I can be included, but don't feel like I belong.
Mm-hmm.
But when you include somebody, let them feel like they belong. Wherever your heart is, that's where you're going to be.
It's true.
If
It's true.
I came to your Logan camp, I came after you are already set up. But when I talked to you and I read your platform, I love it. And I said, oh, I like this. And when I came on board, you include me, you made me feel like I belong. So I'm not going nowhere. That's what you do when you make people feel like they belong. They will bring their best to the table because they have a share. We all are stakeholders in this community. But a lot of times we shy away from it because we don't want people to say things about us that they don't really know, have no business about, have
Mm-hmm.
no understanding about, but want to jump in the middle of it.
It's
It, it,
true.
it is sad. We got a lot of small business here. I live on the east side, but I drive to the south side to patronize Janje because she's a Liberian and she have her store there. with like different things. I'm closer to the west side than I'm to her, but I would rather go and patronize her. And even if the things she's selling to me, I find them more expensive, I'll still buy it because at the end of the day, that's a Liberian person making a business. If we don't promote her, who do we expect to do that? But that's how we are. Like Jojo asked the question, why the hate is so much? Look, I don't know what curse we fell under. And I always think about this in regard to and the children of Isaac. The child he had with Hilda and the one he had with Sarah. I think one of those generations were black because I'm not kidding you. Something happened somewhere. Where we act, it is ridiculous the way we act. If I ain't got it, why you think you got it? The first thing will start asking you who you think you are. It has nothing to do with nothing. How you got it? Look, I came to this country. It was my first year in LU. And I was in LU doing my own thing there before I came to America. I went to Cathedral from 1st grade to 12th grade. So you know I got a foundation. I came here. I had nobody to guide me in what I was supposed to do. I went and did medical assistant. And I did it. And they told me, oh, if you get an associate degree in medical assistant, you will make more money. That's a lie. I did it. And they started paying me $9 an hour. Because with medical assisting, you have to have the experience. So it was a lie. If somebody had told me different, I would have just gone for nursing directly. But no, I went for medical assisting. I worked in a pediatric office because I already like to play. I played there with the kids. But then I met a nurse who I thought was so lazy. And because she did nothing and got paid.
Oh my gosh. That's interesting. Ooh. Professor Pele,
I know what she's coming to she's a very salient
point. That's the juicy part she was getting at. Trust me.
She probably got a call coming through.
All right, Professor Pele, if you hear me, you can just log out and log back in. They're going to work for you. All right, so we want to say good evening to our dear brother and friend, Joshua Power. He's the vice president of the Basel Association, E. Columbus, currently watching. And I want to say welcome our sister Rita. She's watching the show right now. Rita Koluba, we want to say my Annie Gibson. She said, wow, I do not know that when they talk about the tampon. And we have Mr. Ivan Logan. He said there are consultancy out there. You cannot do it all. Yes, that's true, Mr. Logan. We have Rosetta Yenin Charleston Logan. My favorite saying, knowledge and common sense. Ivan Logan said, empowerment. Rosetta Logan said, vote for a better community. My vote counts. Ivan said what? Agree, Jeevan Smith. I just try to highlight some of the comments here before we can get her back. So let's go to play one of our own Liberian business. Since we're talking about Liberian business, they play one from our sister, and we will be right back. Thank you.
Hey, beautiful ladies of Indianapolis. Are you looking for a beauty place where you can buy all your latest human hairs and other beauty accessories? Look no more. The MD Beauty Salon, located at 3429 Kentucky Avenue, is just that right spot for all your beauty needs. At MD's, our customers' satisfaction is our foremost priority. Our staffs are friendly and accommodating. Contact us today on 317-360-2624. MD Beauty Salon, your one-stop shop for all your beauty needs. And hey, ladies, when you get there, tell Mariette that the girl is sexy.
Te Marie that V Gertie Sentia. So Professor Pele was hitting at a very good point just now, but she got slipped up. So we will give her a chance to come back if she can. But Brandy, if you have anything to say, you can go ahead and strike those points. If not, I want to take some calls. I will take just 3 calls. Then, because we said we're going to be here for 1 hour, we're to end by 8:24. It's already 8:30, so we'll take 3 calls and go and do our parting. So 3 calls. Each call is mini, and let's see who are those I want to take part in the
Yeah.
conversation.
Can I
So
can I
go
can
ahead,
I
Jivan. Why
yeah,
you
yeah.
why you coming
Brandy,
in?
please let me take your spot right now because you guys know it's for my own time.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, go ahead. I'll
Go
go
Okay.
after.
ahead.
You know, and I just want to emphasize this, especially when we talk about Liberian businesses. And that's why we say when we say all Liberians inform.
Mm-hmm.
We understand that paying dues are essential because every organization, every group, association needs money. But now we're seeing with LAI, where we're striving to have that um, mentor as the mother organization for all Liberians in the state of Indiana. We can't just limit our pool to just due payers. I heard uh, uh, the other the other team talking about.
Welcome back, Professor Pele.
I know. I'm
Okay,
almost
Uh,
Jivan, you coming? Let she just end her thought because she was in flight when her fuel finished from her jet, so she landed in Sierra Leone.
Oh my goodness, that's a good one, Taylor. I never Taylor.
So she back now. She about to hit Rouseville.
Yeah,
So
I'm
go
learning.
ahead. You know that the other part you were shrieking out. Everybody ears were open to know where you were landing. So let's hear from you. You got to run a bus and you want to become assistant, and now you are about to get
Yes.
on the red track. Let you hear that
Yeah.
story.
So I wanted to do what she was doing to get paid and not work.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she was doing nursing. So I asked, how long does it take to do the nursing? They said,
Mm-hmm.
oh, the program, they got an LPN program for 1 year. If you want to do BSN, you go for 4 years. I'm like, geez, I'm a mother already. I have my family. I got to go to work. How am I going to go to school for this longer time? So I decided, you know what? I just have to go because I want to do nothing and get paid. That was my goal.
Mm-hmm.
And I went in Honduras College in Ohio. I did the LPN and it was so sweet. I'm going back to do my RN
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going back to do my BSN, and I did it one step after the other. So just in case I didn't like it, I would just move on. But I always knew I was going to be a teacher. So when I started and found out that nursing had a platform, oh, I was not going to let go. I stay with it, you know. And when we talk about our stakeholders and business people in the community who can come on board, we need to include them and let them belong. That means you got to give them a part. Give them something to do. Don't just say, oh, we're coming to you this time because we're having a program. We want you to see if you can sponsor. Oh, no, I can take $100 or $200 and throw it at you. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm not involved. But their involvement bring their creativity. And that's the one that we need, not just the money, you know. But a lot of times we think we are the one going to the business people just so they can help with the money aspect of it. No,
Mm-hmm.
if you get the goose that lays the golden egg, you don't have to chase the egg. Go for the goose. If we go to these business people and give them different jobs to do in the community, some of
Mm-hmm.
them just want to be on the advising board. Some of them just want to be that person that they call member of the Ways and Means Committee. They just want to be involved. But we have so much nonsense technicality that it doesn't make any sense. We got Zoom now. You can have the meeting on Zoom. People can be everywhere and participate. Let's use the technology to our advantage.
Yeah.
Let them belong, not just include them. Because it's one thing to put your name on the program because we invited you. And when I leave from there that day, I'm done with you. But when I include you and make you belong, you're not going nowhere. If these people find themselves in this position, you keep them. And they come in, they are resource. They come in with creativity and money. Why not have it all? You know?
You are
So we
right.
really need to change our approach towards them.
You are right, Professor Pele. So I have Raji. He also here. He agree with you. He said, I hope we can have more programs wherein people with specific skills, knowledge, can come and educate our people on different topics or jobs. Thank you so much, Raji. So the same thing we're saying here. Everybody in the community know some of the basic problem we are confronted with, but key in that is just what you just struck on, because we have different people here. We have business people, we have people in different industries want to become part of this small little pot that we have the soup boiling in. So it should be distributed equally that everybody can take a spoonful. But when in a way where certain people feel that they hold the cornerstone to it and they cannot let it go, then other people feel that, well, let me just leave it and let the people deal with it the way they want to deal with it. All right, so Jivon, come in. Let me bring my dear brother Joshua Power on as well. Come in.
Okay. So yes,
Joshua, that's the need, Elaine.
so when we have these different platforms where we have these like our WhatsApp and our Messenger and stuff like that, and even like we're saying now to implement a website, our website. If you bringing these business people to come there, wanting to come and advertise. When business people are advertising in a group, they're not just advertising to that specific group members. But you cannot go and hamstring someone and say, well, because you didn't pay a due, so we're going to kick you out of the chat room. And that's why our platform is preaching against. And then also, we will have more people on it. If I was a business person, do I want to advertise where, in a group where I see 60 active members, or I want to advertise in a group that have 1,000 people on there? Think about it, because even all those people will not. Those people will use what we call word of mouth. Some of those people may not even show up in the community, but at one time where they'll say, "Oh, I need to purchase this," or somebody may ask them, "Hey, do they have an African store? Do you have a Liberian store in your community?" That person could be the one spraying that word. It promote the businesses. Also, we have to include our local and empower our local organizations. Most people want to stay away from the bigger organization, which would be LAI, but they want to be more active in the local organizations, the local Liberian organizations. We need to come up with a MOU. We can come up with an MOU with these different smaller organizations. That if you're a member of that organization, most of them that use their yearly dues even way higher. Some of them at least more than 3 times higher than LAI due. If someone is over there paying the dues in our local organization, is there a way we can have an MOU with those different local organizations that will give you some kind of incentive towards your members when we are having a program at the local organization, or some kind of discount or something, and things like that. It encourages people to be more involved in the community. These are innovations we can come up with to encourage people to not just sit on the fence. And then also not because you paying your dues, it means that you can just say something and call it free speech, or insult people, and call it free speech. I have my right, I pay my dues. No, that also keep people away from coming around. People want to come around, but also people want to be respected. People want to see people respecting each other. You got a lot of stress out there. You don't want to go to your job. You're driving, you worry about what happened in the neighborhood you're driving, or you saw a police car behind you and you worried about who you are and stuff like that. You all this stress. Then you come in your small little organization where your people share the same heritage with you, and then you see people, going at each other's throat, calling people names and stuff like that. Then people are like, you know what, I got too much stress in my life. For this free team business, I want to come, volunteer myself in here for, let me get out. We have to be innovators. That's why in our platform we're saying all Liberians, whether you're paying dues or you're not paying dues. And somebody say, well, why should I be paying dues? Other person should be benefiting from it if they're not paying dues. No. If you're paying your dues, if you're regular on your dues, when we're having a program, then you get a disc, So these are some ideas out there. Give them a discount on entry fee.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys going to sell them for $20 for entry, if you got a list for those are up to date on the deal, $10. Those things can be done. Encourage other people to be like, you know what? But then I could should pay my due and enjoy the full benefits too. There's a lot of, we're talking about innovation out there. That's where we're coming from as a team. Because we don't just sit down and just go by the status quo. We don't sit down, we're not sitting there afraid of, oh, man, we know what the man would say. Today, and just in strike one common point. Today we have a lot of Liberian young guys going into the trucking industry. We have a lot of Liberian young guys going to, I'm not sure the right term for it, but those guys are traveling from state to state, claiming those towers that I don't know how many hundreds of feet up in the air, doing repair and maintenance work on them. How do those guys get to that? And those people make good amount of money. Some of those guys make more
Those
money
that
than,
work on the windmill, right?
yes, on the windmill, those are signal towers and stuff like that,
Yeah.
where they got going to change the light bulbs and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
That doesn't require a doctorate degree or a master's degree or a bachelor's degree. And I'm not shutting down having a degree, but these are things that not everybody will go along that path. Some people will just from GED can become wealthy. But how do they know about those things? Some of them are afraid. They don't know how to fill up a job application, but they're afraid to come to their fellow man because tomorrow, God said, when that man move that man, they didn't know how to fill up his own job application. I don't want that man this and that. That boisterous spirit, that boastfulness that is in us, and then when people come and ask for help, that's why I keep saying, when some people come and ask for help, other people love to be in the background and volunteer the services. Don't even want that name to be called. Don't even want to be given any credit. Only for people tomorrow, for people to come and tell, well, oh, who are you? What have you done? And this and that. How can we be ungrateful to your point and say, don't bite the hand I feed you? Because tomorrow when you need it now, it'll be like, oh no. And trust me, we have to share this information with each other. Not just the group, we also have to share the bias, the credit report. If I credit money from you, feeling I don't pay it back, and if you don't tell Bernice, and you wait until I go and credit money from Bernice, and I don't pay her back, and you say, oh, but he did that thing to me 2-3 years ago. Trust me, if Bernice had knew that information, people say that's gossip. I don't call that gossip.
Yeah.
Credit report is not gossip. So it shouldn't just be limited to money. Ethics report is something that we have to start calling out there, putting out there. But if Bernice knew I have done that to you before, you think Bernice are going to be foolish to credit me money? No. Suppose, oh, you gossip, when no, it's not gossip. It is your behavior, it's the fact, and that's what you did, and we'll put it out there. I'll take my leave for now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jevon Smith. So we have been joined by our dear brother and friend, Mr. J. Joshua K. Powell Sr. He's from Ohio, and Professor Pele threw light on the Liberian Association in Ohio and how they are doing better. They have their own town hall, the community center, as it is called, all around. So for Professor Pele and Joshua Powell, can you people try to put your phone in landscape? Let me see if it worked to fit the screen better. There you have it. There you have it. Now we can have a conversation. Oh, Joshua, you go put your phone in landscape, Lisa.
Joshua is calling from long distance.
I know.
Joshua, go put your phone in landscape, Lisa. So we will be joined by our brother from the other side, who he's the spokesperson from the Team Parker. He will join us shortly too. He want to throw light on these topics. Community concern is all of us. It's not one side. How the community get better is about every one of us. It's about Team Philip. It's about Team Parker. It's about every world Liberian living here. Once you are stakeholders and live in the Liberian community or outside the Liberian community, if you can contribute to moving the community forward, it's an awesome thing. If you want to be part of this conversation as well, Vida do it. If you want me to say the link, I can say the link because I know you're very passionate about this community as well. So let's go to my sister Brittany. Then when Joshua come out, we will join Joshua. Brittany, go ahead.
Yes.
Okay, so just a second, Brittany. So introducing the Honorable J. Joshua K. Powell. He's the Vice President of the Bassa Association of Indiana. So Honorable J. Joshua K. Powell, welcome to the Logan's Hour again, my dear brother.
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. And let me
Okay.
say good evening to all the beautiful people over there.
All
And
right. So while we are here, because Professor Peter throw light on you people, your community center in Ohio there. So we would love for you to throw some light on that and tell us what we need to do to have our own community center moving forward as well. So before we go to you, we'll just go to Brandy. Brandy will take our 2 minutes, then we'll come back to you and you can drive us through some of that. Go ahead. Go ahead, Brandy.
Okay, so just to throw light on, I know we already passed that, but we've been hitting other
Yeah,
topics as well.
go
Um,
ahead.
just one thing I wanted everybody to know about, the tampon situation, because um I myself didn't go through it, but somebody else did. It's toxic shock syndrome.
Okay, Brandy, just a second. So Professor Pele, Can can you and Brandy pick a day, maybe with my wife or somebody other nicest in time to just have your hour where it's just all nicest and just talk about things that educate the community in that direction? Can you
That would
both
be
find a
very good.
day that you can just keep educating the community in that direction?
That
Okay.
would be very, very good.
So Brandy, Professor Peter will coordinate that so you can have an hour. It's just all female here, talk about female education and
Female
for
stuff,
somehow,
yeah.
yeah. All right, Brandy, go ahead. Sorry for that for
Okay.
interrupting.
Oh no, you're fine.
Okay.
So yeah, so when we do that, then we'll elaborate, but it's just where you don't want to keep it
Yeah.
in longer than 8 hours.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so but moving on to that, somebody expressed the fact of having people, entrepreneurs come into the community. I noticed that when we have like market day, things like that, it's only geared towards people, selling food, uh merchandise that they can bring to sell. I would like to see us extend that to other entrepreneurs, people who do hair. Let's dedicate hair today. Okay, if you're going to the program tonight, these are all the Liberian beauticians. Call them, schedule an appointment with them for them to go and get the hair done. And please, my people, it's a job. When you go to work and you work and it's time for you to pay, you will not let your boss come to you and say, "Oh, can I pay you $10 for the other day instead of paying you your 28, $30 an hour?" So we have to start making people pay for what they are. We all got aunties, uncle here. Sometimes because people do hair or barber, they like, "Oh, you know, can I get, you know, you get do it for their price." But we have to respect that people went to school, they have bills to pay. Some of them, that's all they do is hair. So we have to be able to respect that and send them businesses too, because a lot of beauticians that we hear around here, they make the money outside of the community because they don't feel like they are, I don't want to say welcome, but they don't feel that they're able to quote a price and get that expected money. So we also have to range from just market day to entrepreneur day, or have people who have car businesses. They can have a seminar. How did you get involved into selling cars and owning the business? How did you even get involved into hair school? They can show people the roadmaps that want to do these things, that are interested, so they can see. Even for some of our parents who, oh, now I'm going to school, you're not making no money, they are able to come in. We are able to have a panel where these people can showcase and speak to some of our parents why they need to support their kids if they're not just going to college and bringing in trades. So that's something that's very important to me, because we have a lot of people our age group who are not just going to college. They are trying to do other things, but they feel like they don't get the same support as somebody going to get a 4-year degree, a PhD, and all of that. And they need those support to be successful. So I feel like us giving them the opportunity to showcase how they got into it, what it's like, how much money they make, that will make an importance in people going those route as well.
Thank you so much, Brandy Alpha. So we have been joined by our dear brother and friend, Mr. Jeremiah Chie. Mr. Jeremiah Chie, he's a Liberian, a father, and he's the spokesperson of Tim Parker. So, Mr. Jeremiah Chie, welcome to the Logan's Hour, my dear brother.
Good evening, Mr. Logan, and good evening to your wonderful panelists, Bernice, Javon Smith, Mr. Powell.
I think you're coming in broken up, Jeremiah. You want to? Yeah, try again.
You can hear me?
I hear you. You can hear me well. Oh, sorry.
He a little low.
Okay.
Okay. I was just I was just like first of all greeting your wonderful panelists.
Okay. Now you clear.
I think apart from the political season, these topics are very essential to our own growth as
Mm-hmm.
people in our community. And I think everyone on the panel here struck a good point. And these things go a long way in helping us understand, even we ourselves that think we know a bit of stuff, but there are things that people will throw light on, especially professionals that we too will learn from.
Mm-hmm.
And I admire the topic on professor stress on some type of issue. Those are things that back in the days, even though we men are not privy to such conversation, but we hear
Mm-hmm.
these things and we pretend that we don't know. But these things help our sisters, our mothers, our own kids. So if you educate these people to certain things, they will tend to understand as they go. And there were other things about the hate.
Mm-hmm.
I think community has a lot of progress to be made, has a lot of fruitful people here.
Mm-hmm.
I think collectively we can move the community forward, regardless of which side of the aisle we belong. But we first of all have to have some conversations on
It's
these
true.
things. Like, I might not be supporting you, but there are ideas that you will bring to the table that are good things that have been said here tonight that people can work their way through. And I
Mm-hmm.
think we can benefit as a community, as a people. Because if somebody brings in their professionalism, I believe that we should work with them
It's true.
regardless of what. Nobody should question where have you been and why now all these kind of things is not going to benefit us. Other communities on the East Coast benefiting a whole lot because they are together. I'm not saying there wouldn't be trouble, there wouldn't be misunderstanding, but at least once we are able to work with our hands, there are a lot of things that are out here that people can help people with. But
Mm-hmm.
sometimes confidentiality is the problem. If I come
Yeah.
and tell you my story, well, what will you take it to be? Or I'm not supposed to be the one envying you because you have X, Y, and Z. I'm supposed to be the one coming around you because I believe you can build me. All these things, when we put them together, then we can have a good community and we can be able to reach out to people and people can be able to reach out to us and we can be accessible to each other. I think that's the way forward. And maybe after all these stormy nights, maybe we could collectively sit up to a table and move our community forward. Because there are a lot of educated people in the community nowadays. Some people are being in the back, some people are being in the front, some people are always been there, some people are just there no matter what, and they are ready to give back to the community. So nobody should
Mm-hmm.
dare question them on what they are capable of doing. So I commend you for this topic, and I think there are more of these things to be discussed.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeremiah Cheers. So, Mr. Joshua Powell, I know you're in the other side. You in Ohio currently, and the professor spoke about you people managed to have a community hall or a community center where you people have to disseminate most of your information, programs to help the elderly, and programs to help the young people. So you are on this show tonight. You'll be speaking from the perspective of Ohio because we are working to or working in that direction to have a community center at least. Sometimes when we Liberians meeting, like I spoke here and I said, at least somewhere for our single mothers to drop their babies sometimes and go to do their normal work and come back after 6 hours. So some of the older people we can have there to take care of the children, they can be paid for that as well. So let's hear from you, from your perspective, as to how to move the community forward, regardless Liberian community in Ohio, Liberian community in Indianapolis. We are all one Liberia. So let's see, what's your perspective on moving the Liberian community forward? Go ahead, Mr. Joshua Powell.
Thank you very much for having me. And again, let me say good evening to all these wonderful people on this platform. Um, Let nobody lie to you that there is no problem in Ohio and other states in America. There are problems everywhere, but your ability to be able to contain those problems
Mm-hmm.
within house is what gave you the urge to progress. With regards to the community hall, community center, and other development that come into Ohio, um, there are tension behind the door, but we put our people first because that is very, very important. The community is the key.
Mhm.
We as politicians, we may have our personal interest, personal ego, but once you put your people first and go for what is necessary, then you can achieve what you want to achieve. After your leadership, after your term, the community will remain.
Mhm.
But what can we remember you for is what matters. So anybody can do whatever Ohio is doing once you put your people first, once you swallow your ego and your pride and say that this is about the community and not about myself or about my pride and all that, then you can achieve it. There are so many resources in America. The 501c3, the so many opportunities, but you have to just be able to make use of the opportunity. So Ohio may have its ups and downs, but we put our people first, we put our community first. I see that the pit is smiling, but our we we fight behind the curtain, but when we come outside, we come as a united front, and our people matter most. This morning I had a podcast this morning, and I was frustrated about what I'm hearing from Pastor. And Stephen Allen makes some example when he had a talk show with the Spoon Talk, and he said the people that brought the war in Liberia, they were all classmates. The Chassid or the Job Body, the Alhaji Kroma. He said those guys didn't know each other. Say, for
Mhm.
instance, Prince Johnson and Samuel Kayando, they were soldiers together. These are friends. They are not enemies. There are people that know each other. There are people that call each other after all of the Rick Monroe, they call each other and talk to each other. But what they do, they use our young people to go and denigrate other people's character, whereas they sit down and even show our picture to the friends. They see, this is my boy. They begin here, you say, they may in my camp, they may fighting for me. But these guys, they are not enemies. And they are misusing this young generation,
Mhm.
just how they destroy their generation. So I was angry in my spirit why young people were allowed themselves to be used. You know, people making robot call, people making video on other people, that embarrassing people character, lie on people in the name of politics.
Mhm.
My kind of politics, and this is why I am glad that Jeremiah is on this platform. Jeremiah is from a different camp, you from a different camp, and that is politics. Politics is like making a business.
Mhm.
I sell my idea to you, I introduce my idea to you. It's left with me to be able to convince you to buy my product. That's
True.
politics. If you can
True.
convince me to buy your product, then I move on your side. If you cannot convince me and I feel that X product is good, allow me to have that product. But today we don't do that. Once we disagree on policy, then we go personality. And when
So in
people,
short, you think politics have tear us apart?
yes,
Okay.
so greatly. Today
Mhm.
politics have brought so many division among friends,
Okay.
among people that know each other, among people that were body yesterday. But because of today, and because we don't understand politics, the Bible says, for the lack of knowledge, my people perish. Because we don't understand what we are doing, because we don't understand politics. So we're setting out these thoughts, go and lie on the person name, go and say they want against the person. And then at the end of the day, when the short period finish, electoral period finish, they are ashamed to come back to you. I can even stand before you. So I like the fact that Jeremiah is on this platform.
Mhm.
It show tolerance. You know, Jeremiah will say, I'm not supporting failure, so I don't want to go on his platform.
He
So
can
his
call me now, my brother
idea,
there, brother before
yeah,
politics.
his idea that what benefited a community
Mhm.
will be covered in ego and in greed. And you, as a platform holder, because you don't want to make Jeremiah understand with all the baby English that he can be speaking, he said, I will make sure that his voice is not heard.
Yeah, you're right.
At the end of the day, we're bringing each other down. So, in a short sense, what making Ohio to progress and what making Ohio to make a mark is we don't put our personal issue in front of our community. We love our people, we take care of our people, we think about them more than we put politics ahead of them.
Thank you so much. So, before I come back to Professor Philip, because you and Jeremiah just joining us, I'll give Jeremiah the opportunity again to address this person right here. This person is Vida Duo. She said, the Liberian community in Indiana is one of the most influential communities in America. So we can achieve a lot if we come together. Jeremiah, you want to elaborate on that a little?
Yeah, of course, I certainly agree with Vida. Um, the thing about coming together, it has a whole lot to do with trust and you welcoming the person. I might know you by name and
Mm-hmm.
facial, but maybe I've not met you. But considering what I've been told, the wife of one of the
Emerson Duo.
commissioners,
Yeah.
Emerson Duo, who
Mm-hmm.
happens to be my good friend. We talk. And the thing is, I don't disrespect you to prove a point. I don't have to be rude to you to prove a point.
It's
You
true.
are Liberian, you are welcome in this community. Likewise, myself. If you have an agenda, if I disagree with your agenda, it's simple. I might not like everything you do, but it's not my business to like everything you do because you're your own person. But I should also respect your point of view. That's how we that's the camaraderie. That's how we go about uniting each other. Before people started coming on the Logan show have been hosted by you, Joshua, Logan, and
Mm-hmm.
myself, and plus other people. So now this platform has grown is a testament to, like you said, tolerance. So in the community, we might write stuff, we might do stuff. There's a political season, but there's no animosity here. There's no way in which that we might hate each other.
It's
We
true.
understand that you see on the peripheral, people don't understand, but the people in the high office or the higher ups, like even in the regular politics,
Yeah.
the people there will always meet.
Mm-hmm.
Republican, Democrats, they will meet. They will have to sit down to do something that will progress America and the rest of the world. So, regardless, other men will do other things. Everybody will be doing grandstanding. At the end of the day, is for the community to benefit.
Mm-hmm.
So we don't want to, because we all live here. We got our kids here. We got our family here. So if we work together, I believe unity is the way forward. That's the way forward. We can work together. After these elections, you still see people working together. People will tend to draw back, but people will still come. People will reach out to people who intend to draw back. By the end of the day, what's the common denominator? Peace.
Yeah.
Be peaceful. Bernie spoke about the businesses and other acts, other things that people can be involved with apart from these political times.
It's
I
true.
think being involved with sports, a lot of times we went White Town,
Yeah.
go play football. I saw you doing stuff and other things. We all around the place giving our own services that people might not come out to see. But when these times come and go, we will still meet and sit down as family and we still discuss issues. We
Mm-hmm.
met other people presidency here. Other people left. Barack Obama had 8 years in this country. He's no longer president. Trump had 4 years. Is America going anywhere? No. Other people will come and go to the country with me. So that's the same story of the community. So I believe that we can still work together. We can work it out regardless of our differences because there are a lot of talents to tap into.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeremiah Chie. So let's go to Professor Pele. Professor Pele, let me have you unmuted here. Okay, Professor Pele. So let's go to this question from Vida Duo. Then you can expound. So Vida Duo question is not a question. She made a statement. She said the Liberian community in Indiana is one of the most influential communities in America. So we can achieve a lot if we come together. You care to expand on that?
So, firstly, we are Midwest.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody coming from everywhere passed through this city. Liberians, we have the tendency to call each other and say, "Oh, I'm in this place. You want to move there? I'm in this state. You want to move there?" And if we are centralized as we are, oh yeah, we can expand ourselves. But who are we going to call when we are not together? A house divided within itself cannot stand. And that's why I say all the time, we can't be behind pettiness. We cannot. Because the community is bigger than all of us. And at the end of the day, we all want the same thing, irregardless of us taking different routes to get there. We all want the same thing. Liberian community in Ohio, Liberian community in Indiana. We all Liberians from everywhere. I just can't wait for the day that we will give ourselves the chance to grow. Because when you put somebody else down, you're putting yourself down because you're not going to learn from them what they have. So in order for us to grow, you have to have an open mind. You can't be narrow-minded. You cannot be small-minded. You will never see the big picture because you cannot comprehend it. You know, it's true that a lot of expertise are in the community, but everybody stay in a little corner because they don't want to deal with anybody's headache. And the first thing we say for free job business, oh no, 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 no. I'm not going to let anybody disrespect me for free job. But at the end of the day, you are Liberian. Whether you come into the community to do what you know you can do, whether you stay out of the community and withhold your talent, you're still a Liberian. It's never going to change. And if you really indeed are a Liberian, you understand us. You know how we act. We will say the worst thing about you, but just do one good thing. We will all start singing your hallelujah. And that's Liberians for you. Our mouth is our problem. We don't mean no harm. It's just our mouth. We will tear you down in a heartbeat, but just do something good. We say that you will want to. We've seen it over the years in our country, and it has never changed. When we're suffering, we say bring the man down. But then you get all right, we say put him back. You know, and if I had my way, there will really not be no elections. Everybody who want to work will say what position they want to work for, and everybody go to work. When you take weekend off, I take day off. We work. Then every day somebody there because there's 7 days in a week. We will split it. You do 3.5 days, I do 3.5 days with both presidents. But we will never do that. But yet and still, we have this election set up in a way that it's not political parties. Philly whole team can end up with Parker whole team. Parker whole team can end up with Philly as the head because the way it's set up. So why are we even campaigning? Why are we even campaigning and making animosity with each other for the people who are going to be laying in bed tomorrow? You will not say because I was on Philip team and Parker won, so I'm not going to be the secretary that I said I wanted to be. You will work. You will go to work because you won. But the person who was your head is not your head no more. So we need to understand this. We need to understand this so that we can be able to work together. Over the years, they have election, they tear each other down. Nobody wants to work with anybody. Everybody go in a corner. At the end of the day, things don't go according to plan. Then they come back and point finger. That's why I said I wanted to be this and you didn't let me. Now you see what you got. You're making a mockery out of yourself. Because if you indeed had the expertise, you're not supposed to stay back. Come and work. It doesn't matter. Let them tell you don't work here. Let them push you out for free. But our minds have to change about each other. We have to change the way we do business. And I don't care in this election who wins. I know I'm working. I know that one for a fact. So she is so right.
Thank you so much, Professor Pillay. So, Jivan, I know you're in the background. You stay there.
Yes, I am.
All right. You want to throw light? before we can go back to Brandy, Joshua, and Jeremiah, they will take our parting.
Yeah, you know, we have the opportunity to be very influential. It's a privilege. We have to make good use of it.
Yeah.
I just want to caution every one of us. If there's a point in time, because we all have those thoughts or we come across that point of our life where we see that our individual interest is greater than the interest of the group as a whole, take a step back, step aside, let the people that know, like, hey guys, you know, I think that my ego is becoming a little bit more of a problem to the entire group. Let me take a step back. So most people don't know, a few people know, I was on one of the EC before, election commission before. I resigned before the process was completed. And nobody from that specific group and myself have any bad blood or any exchange of negative words between us. And most people don't even know that I served on the EC before, because why? I didn't come out, because what I say or what I thought was right, it didn't happen, so I'm going to bomb off the rest of the people. I took a step aside. I said if it didn't align with my principles, it wasn't coming. It wasn't something that I could reconcile with my principles and my ethics. Let me take a step aside. Let the community benefit. It happened. There was not an issue that anybody heard from me, even after I stepped aside. Because we had a basic agreement. What we discussed in here remain in here. And up to today's date, I don't even talk about it. That's putting the group more than yourself, putting the community ahead of you. And that's what politics is supposed to be. I know politics is then you are putting everybody else at risk. Step aside. And the reason I'm saying this is because I want to call on the election commissioner. If the election commissioner chairman, Mr. Jeremiah Sele, have a personal issue with, I don't know what's the term now, beef. If he has a personal beef with you or me or anybody that is in the process, that is a party in the process, my brother, step aside, let the community benefit, because we'll let the community know about these issues. Because tomorrow, if you say, oh, but it will happen, why I didn't say anything. Not speaking of someone who's a party in a process where you're supposed to be the neutral and the referee. That's putting your personal ego. If you have a personal issue, it's fine. No one can control what people take personal to what extent. No one can control how you respond if you get angry. But equally so, the community is greater than you as an individual. So, in the rest of the EC members, what's the point over there? They must say we argue a lot. I think one reason why people talk to me is because they know that I would state my point. We would dance around it, and at the end of the day, if it was an emergency, they can call on me, and I would be running there in a heartbeat. Because it is not personal. We may disagree bitterly on principles or whatsoever, but you as a Liberian matter more to me than anything else. And that's why it should be. Every Liberian should matter more than our personal egos, our personal beliefs, our tribe, our friendship. You should put the word Liberian first and on top. I will stop there for now.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jevon Smith. So we will go around for the last time, then we'll take our parting. So we'll go back to our brother Jeremiah Chia, then we'll come back to Mr. Joshua Powell, then we'll go to our sister Brandy Alpha, we'll go to the professor, then we'll take our parting. But Fatima family, I sent the link. If you love to be part of this conversation, you can also join us, because tonight it's not about political issues. It's just about the way forward. How can we move our community forward? And what are the brilliant ideas we all have in moving this community forward? Like the professor showed light on programs, on support system, our elderly people who come back from Liberia, people bring them up here, and they do not help them to learn anything. They just keep them in the home to take care of the children, watch TV, and get frustrated and want to go back home. And she also show light on our young girls. Some of them need some basic education, but because they focus more on confidentiality. If I give you my information, will you not tell somebody? If I tell you these are some of the problems I'm confronted with, will you keep that as a secret? So that's why we are discussing how to move the community forward, whatever way we have to move the community forward, regardless which side you're on. I understand we are in the election processes, but the community matter to us more. So, Mr. Jeremiah Chia, let's get from you, then we'll go to Mr. Powell.
Well, I would like to borrow a phrase from the professor. She said that no matter who wins, got a job and she will work. I think I'm similar because the mere fact that in life we have something they call occupational mobility. What I studied in school wasn't what I was opportune to work with back then. I did mass communication and political science, only to end up 12 and a half years as acting assistant director for the agency. Two presidents. So now, finding myself here acting as spokesman for a team is just a passion. You might be the president, Mr. Parker might be the president tomorrow, but the Liberian community can benefit from my expertise because I know stuff that a lot of us on this platform might not have the opportunity to see. Maybe you saw that, you could have saw that. Why you had a brief thing.
Jerry, can you come closer to your phone so that we can get the point? You're making some great point, but we are lost in some thoughts.
I'm saying what we've been through, sometimes occupational mobility, sometimes you study for this, find yourself in a different career. You understand me? The rank and file. Cathedral up to graduation, 2004. I went to the university, obtained a degree, communication and political science. Coming back, serving in another capacity in security. It's a testament to what your expertise are and what you can give back. I gave those services to my country back then, 12 and a half years. Now I'm here. I'm writing. Right. Mess. But tomorrow, if you become president of this community, go towards community endeavors. Like if I'm able to bring people, youth or whoever together, if I'm able to craft a document, if I'm able to do something to benefit my community, I will still give service. If Mr. Parker wins, if I'm opportune to serve in any capacity, I will still give service. So I mean, service to your community should be passionate. There's something you should be driven to do. So, like I said, I was borrowing her phrase because she said no matter who wins, she's part of the community and she will serve. And I think I fall in that same category. So I'm just saying, we all as Liberians, we don't have to fight before we come together. We always been together. Don't mind what's happening now, personal attacks and hate or whatever, but we are together. If we're not together, you send me a link, I would downplay the link. In fact, I would tell you, say, send me the link because we need to discuss community issues, regardless of what happening. Send me the link. We need to discuss. We can't be sitting down not discussing the issue. We have to mend the fences. And you understand me? So, like, we go a long way back, but in essence, we are here to serve, and we will serve no matter who wins.
Thank you so much, Mr. Chia. So, Joshua, let's hear from you.
What?
Let me pass the information over to you quickly. The guy from the Gonglo camp, they want to come on the looking hours on Tuesday. I don't know what your availability will be like. They will be on a conversation on Saturday morning, and Tuesday I told them I could talk to you to see whether we can get it on the looking hours. I will send you details. If you are Basa in Indiana, I just want to let you know that the Basa community is looking up to you. Please come to the meetings and please join the team. We are having a very big convention in September, and we are started working now because we're hosting we are hosting the convention. Um, having done those advertisement, let me come back to the real conversation. Togetherness matters. Leader words matter. Um, I agree that we are in the political season and we'll be saying some stuff, but words are very powerful. If we are not careful how we use them, we cannot retract them when we are let it out. So, and everybody will not take words the same as you can take it. Maybe you are politically strong. Maybe you got strong skin, and somebody says something to you, you just overlook it and let it slide. Some people don't let it slide; they hold on to it. That's why Joe Biden said leader words matter. Because if I say something on this platform, the way it will go with wildfire, if you say it might not go that way. That's why even the deacon will go and drink anything when the pastor drinks the whole pastor, the whole behind on the pastor on the drinking. So leader words matter. And I just want to talk to the young people of Indiana as you are about to go for your election, as you are in your electoral period, and everybody's trying to let out the political strength and order. Let us be careful what we say. Let us be careful how we attack people's personality. Like I always say on the show, let's discuss the issue. Let's talk about what matter more. You know, how can we bring the community together? Look, Philly Looking has a platform that could benefit the whole of Indiana. How many people watch it? How many people come on the conversation? Sometimes when I do a show, I don't even just see the view until after the show before you start seeing the view. Because people don't want you to know that they're watching your show. So they say, what I mean, I'll watch it later on. Because they don't want you to feel that they are watching your show. We are so hateful. And it's wrong. Is somebody making progress? Let's say the professor open a school right now, and maybe the total school fee normally in America is 15,000. Even if professor make it 10,000, they will not go to a school because you're a black librarian from Negrotown or whatever place you come from. Because you're Liberian. It's a clear mentality. When the clear try to claim, you put clear in the pocket, and you tell them say, and one clear decide to make effort to claim and see in the top, everybody bring that clear and say, oh, we're born here, we die here. That is how Liberian behave. That is how we behave. The clear mentality. And until we can stop those attitudes, that we're going nowhere. Because we who in the diaspora, who people think that we will do better and take the example by whom, we mess it up. We're doing the same thing that happened in Liberia. We will obey all the laws here in America. You will not drink and drive. You will not, drive with all your CB earning. But once we hit RIA, the Liberians enter inside us. That we don't get over the police people in Lagos. But the things that you know that you will not do here, when you go back to your own country, where you're supposed to carry the good example from here, you go and you get changed automatically. So young people, community election they just around the corner. In Liberia, go election next year. Let us not allow politicians to use us.
Beautiful point.
We should not allow that. Let's try to be ourselves, that promote peace among ourselves and put the community together. Community matter more. Like I always tell people when you're coming to America, perhaps you bought only one-way ticket. You left your mom, your pa, your brother, everybody there. But the people you met here, they are your immediate family automatically. If something happened to me today, somebody might pick up the phone because maybe you're a live person I talk to. You say, oh, my man, you know power. You say, man, my brother there. We may have not know each other from Liberia, but because we came here and we connected.
Yeah.
I tell you one story before I go. Jeremiah Chie was the exam commander at ELV Junction. At the time, Henry Costa had announced the January campaign protest, and it was believed that Henry Costa was coming that week. The country was tense. I have just gone Liberia. The officer pulled me over. The guy was so rude and uncompromising to me. So, so I said, look, my man, I'm trying to be polite to the guy. The guy was even listening to me. He said, okay, I will take it my commander. They met me to the commander at Jeremiah. I don't know Jeremiah. Jeremiah don't know me. But Jeremiah was very professional. And we talked. I left. One day, I was having my baby shower. Who was in my backyard? Jeremiah
Jeremiah.
Tree.
You say, oh, that the commander, yo.
If this man was that rude police officer, what face he would have had at my occasion? So we don't know tomorrow.
Yeah.
We don't know tomorrow. All the thing we're doing is though, we're just passing through. Tomorrow might be a bigger opportunity. Someone or you could be present for Labrador tomorrow, but because yesterday we had some commotion, I can't get you job, or you can't give me job because of something we did yesterday in the community. So I just want to say to the young people, this is the time to change the story. The mistake that our big brother made yesterday, we should not follow them. Because they don't say any good example. Now this Saturday night they went for arrest riot. 29 person died. So many people got injured. 1 year after they killed the president.
Yeah.
5 years they hired another coup almost for Dodo die. Coup went by and other people didn't die. Another 5 years after they killed Doe. From that time, we fought 15 years of war that we have not even recovered from yet. In the name of politics.
That's true.
Thank you very much.
Now you heard it. And that was the voice of Honorable J. Joshua K. Powell Sr. That's a veteran. He been around for some time.
I literally get caught all my neighbor.
The man been around for some time. So when you hear him giving you the kind of advices, you got to take it very seriously. That's why I used to like to listen to the late Reverend Emmanuel Bouyer. Yeah.
Powerful, man.
Yeah. So, guys, we have been here for some time. Ladies and gentlemen, sorry for that. We have been here for at least 2 hours now. And I'm sorry that Jeremiah Chia and Joshua just joining us, but we can have a time to have more of these conversations that has to do with the community and how do we move the community forward. And it will be very beneficial for our community as well. So we're gonna go around the table.
Yeah. Let me just make a request real quick.
Okay.
Can we discuss election in America amongst us, African?
Okay.
We can do everything possible to get the people in citizenship, but we never go for the election. We never vote. We don't have any saying. It's something we need to educate our people to have. Let also have a decision in the electoral process.
That's good. So that's a very good topic. We can find a date to come here and let's discuss the American politics and compare it to our politics and see what is it that we are not doing right. Because in America here, I know some other places, the politics or the campaign process can get so tense. But when you go in some of the other communities, all you see if the person supports somebody, they just put a person sticker right to the door. It shows that the entire house support that person. No argument, no fighting, and that's it. So, guys, I'm glad that we all here. We told the people were here for 1 hour, but we're going 2 hours. I think somebody here asking for the overtime hour.
Oh man, we don't get one number.
Yeah, because
I want to see you won't get overtime money.
no, because we told the people to show up for 1 hour to then. But when y'all kid the show got so juicy, we started to push it. So now we're going 2 hours and 24 minutes.
You had a pretty good topic. So those topics you can't escape it. When the topics are real, like is appealing to people, you will want to extend. So we'll beg you.
Yeah. So yeah, we're begging you. Jeremiah said the overtime we'll keep it for Christmas.
I mean, we'll pay overtime money.
All right, so let's go around the table and take our 2 minutes each. Those of you following us want to say thank you again for joining us tonight. The topic was so interesting, so that's why we had to delay a little. So we'll go around the table. Joshua in Ohio, we will start with Jivon saying he's in your car driving. So Jivon, give all your 2 minute parting quick, please. Are you,
Let me play some music.
Jivon, are you there?
Let me play background music again. Yeah, right now.
All right, Joshua, let's go ahead. Give us your 2 minute parting. So when Jivon
Yeah.
can, then we'll,
So
we'll get him.
so November 8th is election.
November 5th in Indiana,
No, no, I don't want national election, man.
in Liberia.
America.
Oh, you're talking about America.
Congress.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh, Congress. Okay, that's
yeah.
good.
So I am encouraging Liberians who are citizens to make an impact.
Okay.
The reason why we are not really benefiting from the American system is because we are not part of the decision making. If you go to other states, they are they got a Somalian girl, a representative.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We have to get involved. We have to get involved. We got so many people here. Feel like got 5 children already. We all everybody got a small children. Before you gotta know, Labrador will be plenty here. But if we don't set the record for our children to get to know that they are important and they can make decisions, we will just be sitting there and be crying wolf like the black American who they were not inside part of slavery, but they say crime was slavery. Oh, my mama was slavery. Even their grandma not inside part of slavery. But they
Yeah.
still crime was slavery because they don't take part, they don't vote, they don't make any decision. So when the white people vote for them, when they make decision for them, then they start to cry. We have to be part of the process, my people. That bring people, when you're coming here, you are praying to be citizen with America. People gain their citizenship, make use of it. It's very, very important.
Yeah.
Indiana community, you're going for the election, put your community first. You want to vote for Philip, you vote for him. You want to vote for Parker, you vote for him. And if any one of those guys win, let's work together. Let's make you already know I can always count on it every weekend.
Yeah.
For me, Madam Petty said, whoever win, I come for that inauguration. I wear my black coat suit. I come to get chill.
Whoever
Thank
win,
you
the
very
community
much.
wins. Yep.
Thank you very much. I look forward to. I will send an invite to one of your community, maybe the EC or somebody, maybe to come and answer some question on
Okay.
the upcoming election.
All right. Thank you so much, Honorable J. Joshua K. Powell Sr.
Yes,
So
sir.
thanks for joining the Logan's Hour tonight. So we will go to our sister Brandy Alpha. We gotta balance it. Brandy, give us your 2 minutes parting.
Well, I just want to say thanks everyone for watching and tuning in tonight. I feel like before we went political, um, we hit a lot of topics that needed to be spoke upon. Um, and one thing we have to understand is this: it don't matter when you come out to serve; it's coming out to serve that makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Because some of us we probably couldn't come because we're in school, we got kids, we got there is life outside of other things that could have hindered. But if
Mm-hmm.
we are here now, embrace it and let's work together so we can move our community forward.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I would say, because since we went political, leadership is unlocking people's potential to become better. And you see some of the new faces out here, it's better because of Team Philip.
Oh God, you're not getting
He is
Jeremiah
able
the chance to know.
to,
Come here,
to
mommy. Come here,
Oh
he
God, go
is
buy a
able
t-shirt. I tell
to bring
you.
out the people who will work. And even though they say, where have we been? We are here. We will show you where you have been missing out on and why you should have been like Philip to reach out in the gutters, the ghetto, under the rocks to pull us out so we can come and show you what we can do. So I appreciate this today because at least besides being political, we're able to address some of the real issues. And
Mm-hmm.
we're all mixed panels out here. We're all from different parts of the world. We're all on different sides. Good to know I was able to inspire you, Mr. Chair. But yeah,
Oh
so
God.
it was very great, and I appreciate everyone for coming and even listening. I appreciate the topics and things. At least we were able to get somewhere today, and it wasn't just about pointing fingers. It was about coming with solutions, which is what I'm always about, is solutions. Again, vote Team Philip if you want the change. You will see us more. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brittany Alpha. You and Jeremiah tonight. You teach our
Okay.
whole community topic, our entrepreneur topic, and you coming to your polity here. Let's hear for you, Mr. Jeremiah Chie.
It's always enterprising and seeing people with like minds discussing issues. I like it. And it's not an advertisement on your show, but the topic tonight was very essential and
Mhm,
we got attracted to it. And I think it benefits us more and now and in time to come. And I think there are a lot of professionals, like I said,
mhm.
and we working together for this common goal called the Liberian community. There are a lot of things that will evolve while going to that mansion, but after you get to the mansion, there are a lot more to do.
It's true.
So I might be from another spectrum or from another side, but
Mhm,
the common denominator, like I stated earlier, is Liberia. And
mhm,
with all the expertise on board, I believe that we can draw further. To commend you for this show tonight and all the
mhm.
panelists. I think they spoke well, and there isn't any animosity, there isn't anything. And thanks to the guest panelist, Ohio one, Joshua, he threw light on something that happened, and these things are coincidental issues, and you never know where you will meet somebody, where you will need somebody. And I shouldn't have been the one saying it, but thank God he said it because it's like you coming back home and the seeing anger, the seeing envy. People think that you come from America, so they should start from you. They should take things from you. They should just be aggressive to you. And this man was with his family, his entire family, and these people wanted to like just brushing on the side, take them out of the car and take the money and everything, back and go there just being that kind of way. So when they brought a complaint, I don't know the dude. I saw him. He said, "Oh, so what?" Because I know the mentality of our people. When you know the mentality of your people, you treat they can treat people in a certain way. And when I saw them, the way they behave, I said, "Look, let me tell you something. Is it because you know that these people from America and you see them they coming from enjoying and you at this checkpoint, so you want to intimidate them? That's not why we put you in arms. So let the people go." And he was like, "Shaq, oh, you chief, you know the people?" I said, "No, I don't have to know them. Only to drive to Ohio on one occasion, and I was in this guy's backyard and eating before he recognized me. Where recognized me. I mean, I was like, wow, what if I did something to these people and they see me and I'm in the backyard, I'm stuffing the food, I'm drinking the liquor, they can just put something inside and that whole story ends. They say, but they may antagonize me before, so I got to pay back. So I'm saying this to say we got to be cordial towards each other because we never know. You never know. I don't hate anybody. That I don't practice hate. So I appreciate you always bringing topics up that will unite us. And I appreciate everybody. You go to the polls on November 5th. That's your choice. When I show you the other one, I'm showing you the other side. This is democracy. So I will urge you to come this way and you can make your choice from there. So I appreciate you giving me the airtime and even the advertisement that Abin Logan is going to pay for. I think after he pays for it, and maybe I will still be owing him. So thank you so much tonight.
Thank you so much, Mr. Jeremiah Chie. Oh God, Brittany, stay in the background. You see her? Look at her. Uh.
When you go on now,
Ready to go on the show, Philly.
Jivan, okay, Jivan, I got your party because I know you already in the call.
Yeah, yeah. I would like to re-emphasize Jeremiah Chi, and I'm glad he spoke before me, so I'm going to throw some shit on him too. But
Oh God, yeah, it's
we
not
are
doing
good.
that. When you're ready for
Look
the
at
campaign,
you.
when you have a whole
Always
show
I
here, we
beg you.
bring 5 members from Team Park or 5 members from Team Philip, we just cost nothing and end the campaign.
Police on here or Uncle Police sorry.
Look at you. Yeah, but Power mentioned a good point.
Mm-hmm.
I think one of the issues that our generation is facing is we are allowing the anger, the unsettled schools from our parents' generation for them to sell it to us. And we have buy into those ideas. Okay. And they had their own challenges. They had to do what they had to do. But whatsoever that was unsettled during their time, we should avoid, taking sides right now and taking a grand stand. That's what they did in the past, so that's what we're going to do now.
Mm-hmm.
It's hurting us. It's not just in community politics, even in families. And a rule of thumb in my family, I always tell people, my parents' generation, whatsoever confusion between them, it remains between them. Don't bring it among us. Don't say because your father did this, so my own father, so you and myself, we cousins, so but I'll hold it against you. And then when something happens, I re-emphasize those points and make my decisions from those things. That's family. And the reason I'm saying it because the family is the smallest unit in any society that has to be held together. So before you talk about unity in our community, we can hold it within our families. Okay. I'll just close out on this. Everything rises and falls on leadership. And I would say that, if you're not ready to lead, it's is you also do have your due diligence to step inside and follow. And at this point in time, Team Loki is ready to lead. Unfortunately, we would like to say to Team Parker, you can step aside and follow. But if you cannot lead and you cannot follow at the same time, then well, they just get the hell out of the way. Cause community got to go forward. There you go, Jeremiah.
I knew
Guys,
you
have
were
a good
coming like
night.
that. I knew you were coming like that.
All right.
All right. So thank
Philip,
you. Yeah.
I mean, say you just
Yeah.
show
Easy.
Jeremiah.
Easy. Yeah. The best I want to show you. Hey. All right. All right. So to everyone following us, I just do my parting. The professor will close it off for us all because you know that the professor only staying here tonight. So expect it. So to everyone following us, I want to say thank you for joining us tonight. And from my own personal opinion, I think everybody here make their points clear. And to Jeremiah Chia and Brenny Alpha, you guys are so awesome tonight from both camps and celebrating. We side you celebrate. That's the beauty of our low community politics. We are not enemies. We are friends first before the community politics. So to all of those out there sending hate messages and don't speak to your friends and whatever going on, let's slow it down. Because by Saturday or Sunday, the whole campaign team will be over. We'll be back to the park, roasting meat, calling each other brother, calling each other sister, or whatever name we have. So let's leave the whole campaign animosity and throwing jabs and calling names. Let's put it down a little. We shouldn't use this politics to further degenerate our community. Because like the topic we're on here tonight, the success and the development of the community is resting on every one of us shoulder. When the community progress, our children progress. Tomorrow, remember, I sold insurance before. I always say to people, you're not here forever. You will disappear eventually. And when you disappear, what happened to your children? Any trouble you cause here today, Joshua Power here, he's a man of God. He can preach in the church. He's a pastor. So the Bible says to you that whatever thing you do here, it follow 4 generations of yours. So if you create a problem and you do not solve that problem and leave the earth, that problem pass over to your children, children, 4 generations before people forget that thing easily. Like Prince Johnson today, when he sit in car with his daughter, when he say Prince Johnson daughter, you like Prince Johnson daughter. Her grandchildren will still face that problem. The great grand will face that problem until generations will come before people have to erase that thought. So I'm saying to all of us in the community, regardless you are old, you are young, let's be careful of what we say out there. Let's unite our community. Let's go back to our friends and other people that we have disagreed with and said some things that are hurtful. Let's build those relationships again. Let's not allow anytime community come, we divide our community further. Then after election, we cannot work with the other camp who wins. Regardless who wins, the community wins. And whichever side we are watching, Team Philip win, the other side will work alone. The other side win, Team Philip going to work alone. We are here to build this community. This is a free job. Nobody going to be paid for this, so nobody should be injured because you want to serve your community. So tonight, I want to say thank you for following Logan's Hour. We will turn it over to the professor to close it up. Then we'll tell you goodbye. Professor, there you
Thank
have
you
it.
so much, Philip. I want to first of all say thank you to the panel. Thank you for all the great views. You know, history is something that we live to remember. So we are going to rewrite our own history. And whatever we write is what the people after us will read. So when you're making history, you think about what you put in there because your children's will read it. And this is where we find ourselves. We are all one people. United we stand, divided we'll fall. In union, strong success is sure.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it was so clear that they wrote it in our anthem just to hold us together. Let this who want to work job not separate us. You know, and in this public manner, I want to say to anybody, if I have said something to you or done something to you that was offensive to you, I apologize. Because this panel tonight and what we're talking about is bigger than all of us. We are just a minute part that have the opportunity to be a part. That part you will play, let it resonate with you. And going forward tonight, turn a new leaf. See things differently. If Parker can have a show and say, "You can't," we're going there because of all that microphone.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Jeremiah
And
Chia,
at the end of the day, it's all for all. One for all for one. When they say Liberians, they're not going to separate us. Oh, I was on Logan team, so I'm not a Liberian. I was on Parker team, so I'm not a Liberian. It's a lie. We all are Liberians. And we all want the same thing. So let's rise up from our slumber and look around us. And let's make the change. We can do it. That's why I like it about this new generation. A lot of things don't move us. We don't have to do what our forefathers did. We must rewrite history. And we must make the change in Indiana. It would be wasted years if we all, with all these expertise and ideas and creativity and innovation, cannot change this community. That would be the saddest day in this community. So please, let's do our best. Let's work together. November 5th is coming. Of course, I'm going to say it. Team Logan, creativity, innovation, change agent. That's why I came on board. And I will hold that to everything. And like Bernie said, thank you for bringing her on. Thank you for bringing me on. Because I like to sit in my corner and watch Savannah do politics. But this is the first time I'm really upfront into the politics and playing around. I like it. It's sweet. I like to have a healthy discussion because I can pick your mind. I can see your intelligence through your words. So it's a good thing. I would not just engage anybody if I feel that you intellectually you would not get there. I would not engage you because I don't want to embarrass you. But if you're there, I want to do it with you. And it's all to grow. You will say something that I don't know, I will learn. I will say something you don't know, you will learn. And we build each other. Iron sharpeneth iron. So let's continue to spread the love. No hate. Thank you.
So thanks, guys. So I want to say thanks to everybody for participating tonight. And don't forget, lock your door. Hey, Jeremiah Chia. Like, what do we get to go and show? Oh,
Slow
Brady.
motion.
Now here, Brady. Oh, they had tonight. See you guys.
I thought they took me away.
They say
Yeah,
he's on my head.
I know. Bye-bye, guys.
Oh, shout out, baby. Take on. It's an annual
When you see feel it, come against you. Indiana people are talking but talking too. The strong of the strike, I may follow you. So all my single mother should be jubilating. Come be some feeling Logan. So the real blessing like coming for the people. I'll be getting my feeling Logan coming. I'll be getting when you see feeling coming. I'll be getting my feeling Logan coming. Position getting when the king of the jungle not around. All the KK dollar can be around bluffing. And feeling coming with force. Reuniting you, advocating for the poor. We salute you with the power to the people. There's a feeling Logan that you be the hero on Indiana land. No more can stand. The people them on our bad spirit. Make politicians them they can open the skin. What I pay for you, buy you can having people them. Plenty people selling and tear on the land. So I'll be getting away. My feeling Logan coming. I'll be getting away. When I see feeling coming, I'll be getting away. My feeling Logan coming. Position getting away.
Y'all get away. Y'all get away to G-Fede. Y'all open for Fede. They whisper he will kill it. They meant to skip for here. What he coming with the whole place. I see no opposition. I see no competition. The chairmanship for Fede. Indiana nyo be down be pa Fede. The pow. Imbason nyo be down be full Fede. Full mother. All the elders Fede. Ready layer. Sans a new nyo be one when he will bring you together. He here for children play.
Fede looking coming. I'll be getting away. Like Yvonne Smith coming. I'll be getting away. I'm away, coming.